Shang sold my house. What more do you need to know? Well, actually, there are some other things you need to know. Oh, I can sell your house tomorrow. You cut the price in half. I mean, but if you don't want to fall on that sword, Josh is your guy at getsold.net. Getsold.net. People are selling houses they thought couldn't sell. They're getting prices they thought they couldn't get. How? How does this happen? How is Josh able to make you his promise that we're going to talk about a time frame and a price and agree on both? And if it doesn't sell by that time frame in that price, I, Josh DeShong, will buy your house. That's the promise he makes. How can he do that? Is he crazy? Nope. He's a hard worker like nobody's business. Market. Put it out there. Images of your home in front of far more people. That's how he will sell your house. There's a buyer out there for your house. All you got to do is find him. Josh will find him. 972-325-6644. 972-325-6644 or getsold.net.
People who can afford a LASIK procedure sure are lucky. Imagine being able to throw away your contacts and glasses. Imagine waking up tomorrow with 20/20 vision. Too bad everyone can't afford LASIK. Well, guess what? There's a company that agrees with you. The LASIK Vision Institute is now offering dramatically low prices on high-quality LASIK to make it affordable for everyone. That means you get the latest FDA-approved LASIK technology for a fraction of what others charge. And if you call right now, we'll schedule a free appointment so you can discover if LASIK is right for you. Results may vary. Call 1-800-700-1851. Even better, if you're one of the first 100 callers, ask about an extra 20% discount off our already low-cost services. We've already performed over 1 million procedures. Let us help you. Discover how you can get the quality LASIK experience you deserve at a fraction of what others charge. For your free appointment, call 1-800-700-1851. 1-800-700-1851.
What's the scariest thing about going to the dentist? Opening your mouth or opening your wallet? Because just a simple cleaning can cost $100, and things like root canals can cost you hundreds more. If you don't have dental insurance to help, you should give Physicians Mutual Insurance Company a call. 1-800-200-9887. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance that helps pay for checkups right away. So you can call today and get your teeth cleaned tomorrow. Plus, it helps cover the more expensive procedures you might need down the road. Fillings, crowns, bridges, even costly dentures. There's no deductible and no annual maximum. Your acceptance is guaranteed for one of these insurance policies, even if you're retired or on Medicare. There are no networks, so you can choose any dentist you'd like. That's right, any dentist you want. Call in the next 10 minutes and we'll rush you a free information kit with all the details. 1-800-200-9887. That's 1-800-200-9887. 1-800-200-9887.
Have you ever considered joining the military but stopped because you couldn't deploy to a foreign country? Believe it or not, the state of Texas has its own military force that stands alongside the Texas National Guard, the Texas Air National Guard, and serves only inside the state of Texas. It's called the Texas State Guard. I'm Tech Sergeant John Wells of the 4th Air Wing, and we're looking for you to join us. Give us a call at 877-398-8350. That's 877-398-8350. If you love Texas as much as we do, join the 4th Air Wing of the Texas State Guard.
660 AM. 660 AM. The Answer. 660 AM. TheAnswer.com. Now, by popular demand, The Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to The Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells, and we just put the radio broadcast up on YouTube live events. You can join us and see right in the studio. You can interact with us on the chat room, and we are very much looking forward to your conversation. We're talking about a free speech event that's going on outside the Phoenix Mosque that spawned Elton Simpson and Nadir Sufi. They attended that mosque for a time. Strange, no one knows exactly how many times they attended the mosque, but they showed up from there. They drove across 2 states, came to Texas to shoot up a free speech event in Garland. They were killed by one of the best shots in the Garland Police Department as soon as they got out of their car and started shooting the place up. The event ended. John Ritzheimer, a former Marine, said he has no middle ground when it comes to Islam. He says this. He says, gosh, you know what? Silence is complicity. And we're going to bring the fight right to you. And so he's outside of a mosque in Phoenix, the mosque we're talking about. He's out there right this minute. with 600 people, and a lot of them are carrying guns. And they are drawing pictures of Muhammad, which is absolutely offensive to Muslims. There are a lot of things wrong with what John Ritzheimer's doing. But what about in the main? The people inside the mosque feel threatened. Do you feel threatened by radical Islam? I do. I feel threatened by radical Islam. I think about it. Every time I have a conversation like this, I think about it. It seems as though the shoe's on the other foot and they don't like it. Well, maybe you should stop. Let me get to Brady in Garland, Texas. Thanks very much for joining us, Brady. What you got?
Hey, Jon-David. So first, your last caller, Michael, boy, some of the things he said and your exchange, that's what triggered me to call in, because he claimed to be a Christian, and I don't know him, so it was disturbing to me, some of the things he said. But let's not forget, so remembering Garland, before the Draw the Muhammad contest, there was a radical Islamist brought in to talk about the Prophet Muhammad. And the guy who they brought in as the keynote speaker was a radical, murdering kind of guy. And so then they had this little kind of, hey, you did it in our backyard. We're going to have our little Draw the Muhammad contest in the same facility. These two guys showed up, got killed, and I'm glad they did, quite honestly. I feel threatened by the Muslims that live in this world that don't stand up and say, I'm a Muslim and I don't agree with what those people are doing. And they're not doing it. The Muslim population in America and across the world is not standing up and saying what these people are doing is wrong, and they're not trying to control their own people. It's a bad reflection on them, and it does worry me.
It does. And you know what? It's you don't have to go very far to see Christian persecution, especially in the United States of America. You don't have to go very far at all. That was one of the other things that Michael said. You know, that you know, Christians you know, somehow deserve this. We don't deserve this. We don't deserve anything close to this. We deserve to live in peace with our neighbors. We deserve our neighbors to live in peace with us. You know, it seems okay with Michael. And by the way, Michael has his point of view. I disagree with it vehemently, but that doesn't mean he doesn't get to say it. That's what this is all about. The simple case of the matter is the United States, the people of the United States, completely different group of people. Nobody in Paris did anything to react to Charlie Hebdo, and that's why it's going to happen again there. See, other people lay down for this. That's why it keeps happening. ISIS wanders around in the desert because people like the Iraqi Defense Force run before them. They run away, which guarantees that they're going to continue. As soon as the 101st Airborne shows up in front of them and slaughters everybody in front of them, all that will stop. And everyone knows it, including the President of the United States, which begs the question, why doesn't he do it? Who's he rooting for? Is he rooting for the same people Michael's rooting for? 866-660-5759. Alan in the Colony, thanks for joining us. Hello.
Hi, Jon-David. How are you tonight?
I'm good.
I just wanted to, I got in the car and I turned the radio on, and there's Michael, just started his call, and one of the first things he said that came out of his mouth was that he's a Christian. He said there's good Christians and there's bad Christians. And from what I heard him say, he was hoping that that the lady got shot, or that the two terrorists did not shoot her. Well, I got news for him. They had a lot of bullets. They were wanting to shoot a lot more than just her. And he needs to, as a Christian, I am calling out Michael, my Christian brother, to let go of that hatred, because hatred is what will drag this country down. It's dragging this country down. And if we don't let it go, the Christians, the Muslims, everybody, if we don't let the hatred go, Democrats, Republicans, everybody, it's going to tear this country apart.
It's already torn this country apart. This division is for this. The divisions that we deal with in the United States are for political effect, including the one we're dealing with now. Americans are asking their Muslim neighbors to stand up against Muslim jihad, and they're not. And that is illuminating. And as this silence continues, the opportunities for our Muslim neighbors to stand up against radical Islamic jihad become more and more prevalent, just like this one. John Ritzheimer is giving these Muslims an opportunity to stand up against Islamic jihad, and they're not doing it. No, they're calling him names. What does that mean? You see, we don't have that's just the way it is itis here. In the United States, at some point, it may take a long time, but at some point, you're going to have to declare your principles, and you're going to have to defend them, and you're going to have to stand up for them. And you're going to have to live by them too, because that's the way we do it in America. But yes, our political leadership tears us apart for the sake of politics. And we need to start ignoring them immediately. We do. We need to start ignoring these people that are theoretically trying to run our lives in Washington, D.C. And we will, because that's what we do. But at this particular moment, our Muslim neighbors have a decision to make. Are they Americans, or are they Islamic terrorist sympathizers? Which is it? Stephen in North Richland Hills, thanks very much for joining us. Welcome to the Wells Report. Hello.
Thank you. How are you doing?
Good, good, thanks.
You made a comment a little while back that you first, I guess it was kind of a perception thing. I perceive that, that we're under a threat from radical Islam, and I would push that a little farther and say that threat is very real and existential. It's very well documented. It's undeniable that their intention is to destroy the great Satan, which happens to be us.
Yes, exactly right.
They are. This is not just a perception. It's not just what we feel about what they say. This is what they say. This is their intention, and we need to face that as a reality instead of ducking and hiding and pretending it's not real. It is very real.
It is absolutely real, and we must react, and we will react.
Eventually, but I fear it'll be too late.
No, it's not too late because it's happening right now. John Ritzheimer is doing it right this moment.
True.
I mean, we are doing it right this moment. We are calling out our Muslim neighbors right this second with this conversation. And why are we calling out our Muslim neighbors? Because the silence was deafening when Elton Simpson and Nadir Sufi came to Garland to try to kill some people. The silence was deafening.
Yeah, and that's right in our own backyard. This
and that's
is not something that's in the Mideast.
Yeah.
This isn't Syria or Iraq. This is our neighborhood. I live in Newlands, right next to Grand Prairie, so this is not far distant from my home.
Yeah, you're in a situation here where you're making exactly the right point. We are under threat. What I was referring to was the people in the mosque saying that they feel threatened. Well, yeah, I feel threatened too. The difference is that the threats that I feel threatened by are actually happening, just like you said. They're actually happening. There are Christians all over the world getting slaughtered by Muslims as we speak. I'm a Christian. I'm a Catholic. I don't see a whole lot of Christians, although I did see one story on Drudge today. A Christian group captured a jihadi and beheaded him on the spot. So that's one. How many hundreds of thousands, millions have been laid waste before that one? Let me get to Robert in Dallas. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to the Wells Report. Hello.
Hey, good evening, Jon-David. Well, Michael really irritated me saying that this was un-American. These acts are un-American. What is un-American? The First Amendment is a freedom of speech, sir. It is a Bill of Rights given to us as people of the United States of America. We did not stand up as Christians and say, when they were putting crucifixions in urine and saying, we will kill you because you did that. We didn't like it, but you had the freedom to do it.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you one more thing before you let me go. I think it's a great idea that these people are doing this because I think it's drawing out the radicals and we can eliminate them as soon as possible.
That was something that I wanted to talk a little bit about at some point. You know, John Ritzheimer says this is poking the bear. Well, this is one way of finding out who the gentle bears are and who the gentle bears aren't. Is it fair and is it right and is it just? No. Is it necessary? Maybe. 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 I want to know how Yasir Saeed got out of town. Remember him? Yasir Saeed? The cab driver that killed his daughters right down the road here? I want to know how he got out of town. He didn't get out of town by himself. You don't get to kill your daughters in America either. How did he get out of town? Jon-David in Fort Worth, welcome to the Wells Report. Hello.
Hey, JD, long time no chat.
How come?
Been busy.
Gotcha.
But this whole conversation here is being framed in the wrong way. You know, this is not about, who's offended by something or who feels threatened by something. This is a compatibility issue. And what I mean by that is, for example, Islamic Sharia is incompatible with the United States Constitution and Bill of Rights.
No, we you really can't say that because there are parts of it that are and parts of it that aren't. See,
but as a whole,
well, here's the thing: we don't need another form of law. We already have one.
Exactly.
So that's not about it's not about trying to integrate one form of law into another. We already have a form of law. We don't need another one.
Right, and enforcing Islamic law, like the ban on drawing Muhammad on non-believers, is incompatible with our First Amendment.
Agreed. You're right. 866-660-5759. So is there a better way to do this? Sadly, I don't believe there is. See, this is what happens when you take what you're given and give it back to those who give it to you in the first place. Something else that we do in the United States. Oh, yeah? Well, how do you like it? The golden rule is treat others as you'd like to be treated. Sometimes you have to treat others the way you are being treated. That's Christian too. This is the Wells Report.
Feeling a little sticky these days? Hi, Chris Miles with House Talk Today. This week, join me with our special guest, AC and indoor air quality expert Steve Lawton. We'll get tips from our expert on how to make your home more comfortable. Plus, home improvement updates. Our garden segment features Rebecca Miller live, so tune in for a little House Talk Today.
Tune in to House Talk Today, tomorrow afternoon from 1 to 3 on 660 AM, The Answer.
Hi, this is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor. I'd like for you to join me on my talk show this weekend. What I do is teach people how to go the natural, organic route. I stir up trouble, too, because I throw out some things that a lot of people just don't think are correct. You know what? We have a lot of experience to back up what we recommend. Have healthier gardens and more fun gardening. Join me this and every weekend.
Join Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. right here on 660 AM, The Answer.
This is Michael Medved for townhall.com. On my radio show, I've repeatedly made the controversial point that it's a terrible mistake to push all students who graduate from high school to go on to college. A 2014 report showed that at public universities, an appalling 81% of full-time students fail to graduate on time. And among the 580 major public universities, less than 10% graduated more than half their students in 4 years. At two-year community colleges, the situation is even worse. 85% fail to get degrees or certificates on time, and many never earn them. What this means is that students who don't belong in college accumulate huge debts with no career benefit. Paying for a few semesters of university while earning no degree won't help in the job market. This record could even hurt, indicating problems at finishing what you've started. Too many Americans are pressured into college today. Young people who can't gain practically from educational goals they won't fulfill. I'm Michael Medved.
Hey, everybody. Mark Davis for my friends at Climate Evangelista Eye Center. I have helped them help so many of you with blade-free HD Intra LASIK and ditching the glasses and the contacts and all kinds of good things to help you see better and live better. And now my friends at Climate Evangelista come at you with help with something I'd never heard before. DLS, Dysfunctional Lens Syndrome. What is it? If you're over 40, got some minor glare in your vision that you didn't used to have, maybe poor near vision without your reading glasses, particularly in low light conditions, that may be DLS, Dysfunctional Lens Syndrome. Get screened in Arlington or Plano at Climate Evangelista Eye Center. Call for details at 1-800-714-2020, 1-800-714-2020. Following the DLS treatment that Climate Evangelista Eye Center has, patients have reported a bunch of benefits: reduced dependency on reading glasses, bifocals, improved night vision, improved reading, better computer vision, all from Climate Evangelista Eye Center. So call them at 1-800-714-2020, 1-800-714-2020.
Another hot Texas summer is upon us, and Mathis Air and Heat has a great offer for you right off the bat. With the American Standard All-Star Sales Event, Mathis Air is offering 100% financing and 0% interest for up to 60 months. That's 60 months on complete qualifying American Standard systems with approved credit or cash rebates. Mathis Air knows that's a home run, and with free estimates on equipment replacements, that's a grand slam. When it comes to service, call 972-279-4COOL for a $39 service call. Don't get thrown a curveball. Go with the company you can trust. As a certified customer care dealer, Mathis Air is about quality, honesty, and a great installation, because that's what matters most. Special financing or rebates available on qualifying products. See Mathis Air and Heat, your independent American Standard dealer, for details. Or call 888-840-8084 for financing program details about credit costs. Offer expires June 30th, 2015. Make sure you're working with the best. Mathis Air and Heat. Call now, 972-279-4COOL. That's 972-279-4266.
There's no question fish oil is great for your heart and your brain. And there's no question krill oil is incredible to help your joints feel better. The only question is, why aren't you taking both? Well, good news. Now you can with Krill Omega 10X, the ultimate combination of pharmaceutical-grade fish oil amplified by the super antioxidant power of krill. And even better, today you can get a free bottle just simply by calling 1-800-448-KRILL. The Krill Omega 10X secret is that it delivers 10 times the EPA and DHA of regular krill oil. That's why it's going to work for you. Get your free bottle today and experience the benefits for your heart, your brain, your focus, and especially your joints. In fact, our Krill Omega 10X works so well, we guarantee your joints will feel better and more comfortable in just 7 days. That's why we want to send you a free bottle. Call 1-800-448-KRILL. That's 1-800-448-5745. Call now, 1-800-448-KRILL.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. And so the Muhammad cartoon contest going on right now outside of Phoenix Mosque, just in time for evening prayers in Phoenix, is continuing. So far, we have not heard anything violent breaking out, but there are people there with weapons. In case the First Amendment is abridged, I expect the Second Amendment will perhaps guarantee it. This is America. We do things differently here. Is it the right thing? 866-660-5759. Tim in Waxahachie. Welcome to the Wells Report. Hello.
Hey, JD. How are you tonight?
Good.
Hey, I'm a minister. I'm a Christian first. I'm a minister, and I'm also a former, Navy vet. And I served in the military. I wasn't a SEAL, but I served with these guys on a special boat unit back in the 80s. And, you know, what you said is true. The 101st Airborne Division, they show up, these guys will run. If it took one Garland police officer to take out two guys, these guys aren't trained for war.
No, they're not.
Our guys are.
No, they're just savages.
They're just savages, and you have to deal with savages.
In savage ways.
Yeah, you can't sit across. This isn't Japan. This isn't Russia. You can't sit across the table and negotiate anything at any given time. They know only one thing. And, you know, when people say, well, you know, let's turn the other cheek. You know what? Yes, I believe that we turn the other cheek as Christians. But it also says in the Word of God that it says, you know, the Word of God or the kingdom of God suffers violence, the violence taken by force. We have a responsibility to stand up for what we believe in.
Yes, we do, sir. And thank you very much for sharing that with us. You're listening to the Wells Report.
They're always coming, and sometimes they take you by surprise. Special occasions, birthdays, anniversaries, engagements. You've got to do your best, but you want some great selection and save a bunch of money, and you will do that at Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange. DGSE.com. For birthdays, anniversaries, occasions where you've got to do some very special shopping for the most important people in your life. Check out the 9 locations of Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange at DGSE.com. Obviously, gold, jewelry, earrings, pendants, engagement rings, settings, loose diamonds, gemstones, incredible prices on all the above. They are your pre-owned Rolex headquarters. It's a beautiful Rolex. Ain't nobody going to know it's previously owned. You know what I mean? Gold, silver, and precious metals investing. They've been my headquarters for this for more than 20 years. Great prices, awesome selection, fantastic customer service. Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange. Get on in there today. Save a bunch of money and have a great time. DGSE.com. That's DGSE.com, Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange.
This is an announcement for all people who want to take a risk-free challenge to whiten their teeth in 5 minutes. By calling now, you can whiten your teeth in 5 minutes using clinically proven power swabs. This risk-free challenge is for people whose smile has been yellowed by coffee, tea, red wine, or smoking. The Power Swabs 5-minute challenge is available by responding to this advertisement. If lines are busy, try again. Because the Power Swabs 5-minute challenge is exclusive, it's not available in drugstores. Power Swabs was formulated by Dr. Martin Ginniger and whitens teeth with a patented tooth detergent and whitening agent. It's so effective, we challenge you to try it for 5 minutes to see how white your smile could be. Get it risk-free. Dial 1-800-281-4037. That's 1-800-281-4037. Transform your smile into a wow, you look great smile. Dial 1-800-281-4037. That's 1-800-281-4037.
Set sail with Newt Gingrich. Get aboard the Elegant Crystal Symphony for a spectacular 7-day cruise from New York to Montreal. At the same time, enjoy stimulating seminars on politics and investment. Our guests include Newt Gingrich, Mark Skousen, John Ransom, and Chris Versace. And everything's included. We set sail September 13th through the 20th. Join us for the Politics in Your Portfolio cruise. Log on to politicsandyourportfolio.com for all the details. Politicsandyourportfolio.com.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. Service of Salem Media Group on the NASDAQ as SALM, KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. One-time colleagues reacting to the news surrounding former GOP House Speaker Denny Hastert's indictment. Charges say he withdrew about $3.5 million in small amounts as hush money stemming from his alleged sexual misconduct before he served in the House.
I served with him in the Illinois delegation, and then, of course, worked with him when he was Speaker. Something I never, ever would have imagined.
Illinois Democratic Senator Dick Durbin, current House Speaker John Boehner released a statement saying he was shocked and saddened to learn of these reports. A man just back in the U.S. after an extended trip to Sierra Leone is being monitored in Kansas City for a possible Ebola infection. The chief medical officer at University of Kansas Hospital says the patient is low risk.
He has no vomiting or diarrhea, confusion, or those other kinds of things. It's a fever that has us concerned. If it weren't for the fever, he wouldn't even be in the hospital.
Dr. Lee Norman, Fox News. We report, you decide.
660 AM, The Answer.
Dennis Gibbs, the boat guy, here with the Big Boat and Outdoor Show. It's boating time, folks, so don't forget to tune in to the only boating talk show on 660 AM The Answer every Saturday evening from 6 to 7 p.m. Brought to you by BoatSelect.com, the site with thousands of boats for sale, or list your boat for free on BoatSelect.com. I know you have questions about your boat or one you're buying. Email those questions to me at BigBoatShow@yahoo.com.
Feeling a little sticky these days? Hi, Chris Miles with House Talk Today. This week, join me with our special guest, AC and indoor air quality expert Steve Lawton. We'll get tips from our expert on how to make your home more comfortable. Plus, home improvement updates. Our garden segment features Rebecca Miller live, so tune in for a little House Talk Today.
Tune in to House Talk Today, tomorrow afternoon from 1 to 3 on 660 AM, The Answer.
If you're turning on the AC for the warm days of spring and it's just not working or not cooling the way it should, time to call Walker Air Conditioning. Hey, Mark Davis. My friends at Walker are a family business, but big enough to cover North Texas with reliable, honorable service for your AC units. No commission salesmen showing up. They're technicians sent to fix your problem at an affordable price. Oh, if it's time for a new unit, they've got all the best brands at all the best prices. But let Walker AC see what you need first with techs who know what they're doing from a company you can trust. 52 years in the business, stellar customer reviews, A+ from the Better Business Bureau, specialists in AC and refrigeration for homes and business. Got a wine cellar, a wine fridge? They'll fix yours or install a new one. Walker AC, making sure you are cool and comfortable. Walker Air Conditioning. Website is walkerac.com. That's walkerac.com. Phone number is 972-4-WALKER. 972-4-WALKER. walkerac.com.
Here's a crazy idea from Cash Call Mortgage. Take the mortgage you closed in the last year and look at redoing it at today's 15-year fixed 2.875% rate and APR with no closing costs. Just call 855-875-CASH, and with no cost or obligation, we'll tell you how much your payment could drop with the do-over refi. And you won't pay any points, deposits, or fees. None. It's so easy. Just do the regular paperwork, most of which you already did for your last refi, and we'll do the rest. So make the cash call at 855-875-CASH for today's 15-year fixed 2.875% rate and APR with absolutely no closing costs. The do-over refi, only from Cash Call Mortgage. Call 855-875-CASH and see for yourself.
Impact Mortgage Corp. DBA Cash Call Mortgage. 1 City Boulevard, West Suite 200, Orange, California 92868. Equal housing lender. Call 866-900-8744 for terms and restrictions. Subject to loan underwriting. Rates may change without notice. NMLS number 128231.
If you're overwhelmed by debt and thinking about going to a credit counseling company for help, think again, because the majority of those companies actually work for the credit card companies, and they make the credit card companies a lot of money from people just like you. But there's another way out of debt, and it's not bankruptcy. A way to reduce your debts and save you thousands of dollars. Even better, you can find out how for free by calling 1-800-998-5539. At Freedom Debt Relief, we're not a credit counseling organization. We're not a debt consolidation company. We offer a unique alternative to save you the most money possible to resolve your debt in the shortest amount of time. If you're thinking about a credit counselor, ask yourself this: are they working for you or the credit card companies? Reduce your debts and save thousands of dollars by learning the secrets to settling your debt. For free information, call 1-800-998-5539. That's 1-800-998-5539. 1-800-998-5539.
Are you suffering with hearing loss? Are you sick of people constantly complaining that your TV is too loud? Are you tired of asking people to speak up? Would you like to hear more clearly, but you don't want to wear a hearing aid that makes you look old? Then you need to try Listen Clear, a life-changing breakthrough precisely designed by top audio engineers to fit your ear almost invisibly. And you can adjust Listen Clear to find the perfect way to hear everything, wherever you are and whatever you're doing. And right now you can try Listen Clear absolutely risk-free with free shipping. We'll even give you free batteries for life. So call now, 1-800-661-2231. Listen Clear is lightweight and completely hassle-free, and it's practically invisible. Call for your 100% risk-free home trial with free shipping and free batteries for life. For free information, call now, 1-800-661-2231. That's 1-800-661-2231. 1-800-661-2231.
Have you ever considered joining the military but stopped because you couldn't deploy to a foreign country? Believe it or not, the state of Texas has its own military force that stands alongside the Texas National Guard, the Texas Air National Guard, and serves only inside the state of Texas. It's called the Texas State Guard. I'm Tech Sergeant John Wells of the 4th Air Wing, and we're looking for you to join us. Give us a call at 877-398-8350. That's 877-398-8350. If you love Texas as much as we do, join the 4th Air Wing of the Texas State Guard.
660 AM, The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Like I said, so far, nothing has come down in Phoenix except people standing there making points. And hopefully it will stay that way. 866-660-5759. Let me get to Mark in Denton. Mark, thanks very much for joining us. Welcome to the Wells Report. Hi.
Hey, Jon-David. I thank God every night for brave people like this, because if we didn't have people that were willing to swim upstream and do the hard thing, we wouldn't have the country that we have right now.
That's a fact.
And it is a lot easier to sit back and not try to offend anybody than it is to do the brave thing and do what this man's doing.
You're exactly right.
And what he's doing, it's irrelevant how he's doing it. The important fact is that he's doing it.
That's a great statement. You know, Rick Santorum said, "What are we going to do?" People ask him all the time, "What can we do? What do we do?" And he says, "Do something." John Fitzheimer's doing something. And it's an important thing that he's doing. And I've been thinking about this. You know, ever since I ran across this story, I've been thinking about this. There's a Christian concept known as benevolence. And benevolence is a heavy, heavy responsibility. Benevolence is doing the right, fair, and just thing all the time. Is what John Fitzheimer's doing, is that benevolent? Yes. Is it crude? Yes. But it is benevolent just the same. We are not going to solve this problem through appeasement. We are not going to solve this through capitulation. We are not going to solve this by responding to people calling us names. We are not going to solve this problem by hearing somebody say, you guys are just Islamophobic. And saying, oh, no, we're not. Because, oh, yes, we are. We are Islamophobic. You know why? Because people of your faith are setting people on fire in the deserts of Jordan, Syria, Iraq. They're coming to our country and slaughtering our neighbors, our citizens, and threatening to do more of it. Saying that we're not Islamophobic is a lie. These monsters have made us Islamophobic. It isn't that we're just bigots. We're not bigots. Not at all. No, when it comes to religion and bigotry, that's a Muslim thing. And by the way, there are Christians that believe that there's only one way. I know that. I think that's bigoted too. I believe as I believe. I believe that it's fine for others to believe as they believe too, as long as they believe. I've been comforted by a benevolent God who is a serious part of my life. I've been comforted by an amazing church that has shown me the path to worship. These comfort me. I believe in them. I do not believe that ours is the only way to that comfort. I do believe that there is only one God. And so do Muslims. Monotheism works. The problem comes when there are certain people who believe that their God gives them the right to slaughter others for the sake of paradise, which is, in my view, wrong. I will oppose them. It is part of being benevolent to oppose them. People have a right to life. They have a right to live. They have a right to speak freely. They have a right to walk down the street without being in fear, reasonably. They have the right to defend themselves so they don't have to live in fear. They have the right to not live under constant threat by our national enemies. I'm not looking for a fight. I'm looking for friendship. But if you attack us, we'll attack you back. If you pick a fight with us, we will finish that fight. Finish it. Finish it. We're not the French. We're not. We're not the Shiites. I believe that the Israelis have given up too much, which is why they continually are forced to continue to confront the fact that they need to give up more. They need to say, okay, this far, no further. This is the way it's going to go. Live as you choose to live, just as we do. We are not going anywhere. We are not leaving this place. You are not going to push us into the sea. You are not going to slaughter us at will. You're not going to do any of those things. We will stop you. We will defend you. We have picked up the heavy, heavy mantle of benevolence. We will pray for the souls that are killed that are innocent. We will. But we will do what we must. And if the wolves stand among the sheep and the sheep don't leave, we will lose some. Because the wolves are going. And that's just the way that is. Daniel in Mansfield, welcome to the Wells Report. Hello.
JD, help me to understand. You have a protest at a Muslim mosque, and you guys believe it's okay to do that. So, if you walk out of your church, your place of worship, there were Muslim protesting Jesus and God, would you be okay with that?
Sure.
Really?
Yeah. As long as they didn't try to burn it down like they've done in so many other places in the world.
But like your previous one, your caller said, that's not Christian. Like,
what do you mean? Whoa! What do you mean? What's not Christian?
Because what we're doing here there are over 1 billion Muslims in the world.
Yeah.
And
there are over 1 billion Christians in the world.
Okay, but if you take 1% of those Muslims and say they're radicals, okay, what's that?
1.2 million people.
Okay, so why offend 99% of the religion just to get at the 1% who are radicals?
Because the 99% of the rest of the religion won't stop the scoundrels, the savages.
Says who? Who said it? They're speaking out. They're speaking out all the time. We're not listening.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Yeah, but they don't do anything about it.
Okay, well.
Let me ask you a question. Okay. Today, 2 Sunni suicide bombers killed a bunch of people in Baghdad. Another Sunni suicide bomber killed a bunch of people in Saudi Arabia outside a crowded mosque. They blew themselves up outside a crowded mosque. Why doesn't Saudi Arabia go into the desert and finish the Sunni threat? They can, but they don't. Why? Why don't they?
They have who's fighting ISIS? Because you guys complain about President Obama.
So far, the only people fighting ISIS that I'm aware of, I mean, truly fighting them, is Iran.
And what religion do Iran? Those people are running follow?
They are Sunni Muslims.
Okay, they're Muslims. They're Muslims. My point is this. Okay, 9/11 happened, and you know what? Pam, what's the name? The one who came to Garland? Pam? I want to look up her last name.
Those guys were Simpson and Nuri.
Okay, and who held the event? What was the lady's name who held the event?
Her name was Pamela Geller.
Okay, Pamela Geller held the event. Okay, she was attacked.
Yeah.
Now, that's wrong. We can't justify none of that. Then those guys drove from Arizona to attack her.
Yes.
She was on CNN. And, they asked her a question about 9/11, and she had actually protested the proposed mosque that the Muslims want to build near the site of 9/11.
That's right, because they were trying to build a war trophy.
Okay, the point is this, though. Why are you surprised when someone get offended when you draw the Prophet Muhammad, or Muhammad as you call him?
I didn't say there was anything wrong with. Whoa, let me finish. I didn't say. Wait, Dan. I didn't say there was anything wrong. Wait a second, Daniel. I said there wasn't anything wrong whatsoever with being offended that somebody drew the Prophet Muhammad. That's offensive. I respect it.
No, my point was, she said her right to draw the Prophet is protected by the First Amendment.
It is. It absolutely is.
But don't get offended when someone won't build a mosque by the site of 9/11. That's their right. That's their First Amendment right.
That may be, and all that happened was a protest.
Okay, but
But nobody showed up. Nobody showed up at the site of where they wanted to build that mosque, right down the street from 9/11. The 9/11 site, the World Trade Center site. Nobody showed up there with AK-47s trying to kill people. No Christians did that. Nobody did anything of the kind. They just protested. And so far they've won. And there's nothing wrong with that, Daniel. Is there?
No, I'm simply saying you can't have it both ways. And she wanted both ways. And again, there has been actions.
No. The both ways. You see what you're trying to do is you're trying to say that she's wrong in one thing or wrong in something else. What she's correct in is protesting either direction. She's protesting the mosque because she doesn't think it should be built there. I don't think it should be built there either. She's protesting the fact that you should be able to draw a picture of the prophet without being shot in the head. There's nothing wrong with that either, Daniel. Stick around. We'll get back to you in just a moment. You're listening to the Wells Report.
Howdy folks, Crazy Gun Deal here, and I want you to know that nobody wants your gun business more than I do. To prove it, this week I have Taurus 709 Slim Pistols. Normal dealer wholesale was $286. Right now I've got them for you for only $199. That's right, $199. Plus I'll still give you free CHO classes, a free lifetime warranty, and a free range membership. Folks, this is in-store only, and while they last, so get here quick. That's the Crazy Gun Dealer in Alvarado, just 30 minutes south of Dallas or 20 minutes south of Fort Worth. Keep up with our crazy offers. Text CRAZY to 75309. Visit us at crazygundealer.com or give us a call at 855-329-GUNS. And finally, folks, I want you to remember, if I don't already have the best gun deal anywhere, I'll beat any price, anywhere, gun to gun, anytime, because nobody wants your business more than I do.
All offers and promotions subject to change or restrictions. See store for complete details.
Summer is here, and many of you will be experiencing air conditioning issues. The Good Contractors List is here to protect you from the air conditioning companies that upsell and take advantage of homeowners when their systems break down. We've hand-selected the most honest and affordable air conditioning companies in DFW, and we back their work with our own $10,000 guarantee. They've all agreed to offer a free second opinion if you're being told you need to replace your equipment. Find guaranteed contractors from every field at thegoodcontractorslist.com.
Only at the Good Contractors List.
Hi, I'm John Hill, founder of the Good Contractors List. And I'm here to warn you about a coming invasion.
Invasion of the Storm Chasers.
Yep. It's storm season, the time when everyone and their brother thinks they can be a contractor, and thousands of out-of-towners swarm the DFW area to capitalize on damages caused by storms. You don't ever have to fall prey to a storm chaser. Go to thegoodcontractorslist.com and find local home services backed by our $10,000 guarantee.
Only at the Good Contractors List.
Another hot Texas summer is upon us, and Mathis Air and Heat has a great offer for you right off the bat. With the American Standard All-Star Sales Event, Mathis Air is offering 100% financing and 0% interest for up to 60 months. That's 60 months on complete qualifying American Standard systems with approved credit or cash rebates. Mathis Air knows that's a home run, and with free estimates on equipment replacements, that's a grand slam. When it comes to service, call 972-279-4COOL for a $39 service call. Don't get thrown a curveball. Go with the company you can trust. As a certified customer care dealer, Mathis Air is about quality, honesty, and a great installation because that's what matters most. Special financing or rebates available on qualifying products. See Mathis Air and Heat, your independent American Standard dealer, for details. Or call 888-840-8084 for financing program details about credit costs. Offer expires June 30th, 2015. Make sure you're working with the best. Mathis Air and Heat. Call now, 972-279-4COOL. That's 972-279-4266.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head dealing with monthly payments, there's a powerful secret that credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $5,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Debt Relief Advocates, and we're offering you free information on how to virtually eliminate your credit card debt and make your monthly payment affordable. To see how much you could save, call now. 1-800-400-0096. Don't declare bankruptcy. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. Find out how easy it is by calling now. For the secret the credit card companies don't want you to know, call Debt Relief Advocates now and see how much money you could save for free. 1-800-400-0096. That's 1-800-400-0096. 1-800-400-0096.
This is Dan Tullis, and I just called Joel Clark, one of Select Quote Insurance Services' term life agents.
Hi, Mr. Tullis.
Joel, how does Select Quote save you money on term life insurance?
Well, buying term life insurance is all about choosing the right company. Let's say you take antidepressants or you smoke. All insurance companies are going to price that differently. We'll impartially shop all the companies we represent to find you the best price.
Can you give me an example?
Sure. I just got a man, 40 years old, on cholesterol medication, a $500,000 policy with a highly rated insurance company. His price, $22 a month.
Call 1-800-979-3269 and see how affordable term life insurance can be. That's 1-800-979-3269. 1-800-979-3269. Or go to selectquote.com. We shop, you save. Get full details on the example policy at selectquote.com/commercials. Your price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
If you've got questions, we've got answers. 660 AM, The Answer. If it's important to you, it's on the Wells Report on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. Daniel is listening to the Wells Report from Mansfield, Texas. Okay, Daniel, what were you going to say?
Well, basically, I'm saying is what we're doing here, we're talking about First Amendment rights, and what about the people First Amendment right at their mouth to practice religion freely? Two,
They are practicing their religion freely.
But I don't see, again, we're pigeonholed in ourselves. We're to me, you're attacking a religion. And you have over a billion people, as you say, probably for like the 1% who were just radical.
No.
Yes, they need to be eliminated.
No. I'm not attacking any religion. That religion is attacking us.
Well, we have Christian religion, people who say they're Christian who go out and kill people in the name of God, and we know they've been wrong.
Who? When? Where?
Okay, we had a whole group, or it's called a Klan, who claimed to kill.
That wasn't a Christian group.
They claim Christianity as a reason.
You know something? The KKK that is not something that even has anything close to what is going on with radical Islam right now. It is not. It's not. There is absolutely zero moral equivalence between those two groups. Zero.
But there's a group called the Army of God who say they kill abortion doctors in the name of protecting.
You know what?
Doing the work of God.
You know what's Daniel? ISIS killed more people in the last 2 weeks than I would say that the Ku Klux Klan has killed in its entire history.
Oh no! Now we borderline.
No. I'm serious. No, it's not. It's not at all. It's not at all.
Ridiculous.
No. That's not at all. Because I guarantee you something, man. This radical Islam thing, they've killed millions of people. Millions. Okay,
hey,
I'm telling you.
I'm leaving. You have a great Friday.
Hey, listen, Daniel.
Yes, sir.
All I got to tell you is this. All I can tell you is this: is that there is a religion out there, and a huge proportion of the people in that religion believe that their way to heaven is by killing others.
I'm not arguing that point. That's not my argument.
Okay, that is not the religion of Christianity. Christianity isn't that way. We don't do that. But we are going to defend ourselves. And we are going to ask that our Muslim neighbors that believe as we do stand with us and stop these marauding savages. Period. To do anything else is not going to work. And we've got proof. We've got proof. 9/11 happened in 2001. That was 14 years ago. Coming up on 14 years ago. And nothing has changed. In fact, it's gotten worse. The only reason that we don't have a huge terrorist problem here in the United States, a huge one, is because we have essentially given up our Bill of Rights. And we also have weapons. And we will not stand for this kind of behavior in our country, which is why John Ritzheimer is standing outside a mosque in Phoenix right this minute. Do I regret that he's doing it? Yes. Do I wish he had another way of doing it? Yes. Is there another way to do it? Not today. This is the best solution that I've seen today. Is there a better solution out there? God, I hope so. Because this one really makes me uncomfortable, but it's working, isn't it? Sometimes you just have to pick up a very heavy load. Benevolence requires it. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
Have you been looking for that new car or truck, feeling overwhelmed or stressed out by the process? Stop. Before you hit that dealership floor tomorrow morning, you need to listen to the Automotive Edge radio show, heard here every Saturday from 9 to 10. Hi, Kurt Chase, host of the Automotive Edge radio show. I've been in the business for over 26 years, and I know all the tricks of the trade. I have all the connections over North Texas area, and I use them to help people just like you. Don't buy that new car or truck without listening to my show.
The Automotive Edge, every Saturday morning starting at 9 on 660 AM The Answer. This is an announcement for all people who want to take a risk
risk-free challenge to whiten their teeth in 5 minutes. By calling now, you can whiten your teeth in 5 minutes using clinically proven power swabs. This risk-free challenge is for people whose smile has been yellowed by coffee, tea, red wine, or smoking. The Power Swabs 5-minute challenge is available by responding to this advertisement. If lines are busy, try again. Because the Power Swabs 5-minute challenge is exclusive, it's not available in drugstores. Power Swabs was formulated by Dr. Martin Ginniger and whitens teeth with a patented tooth detergent and whitening agent. It's so effective, we challenge you to try it for 5 minutes to see how white your smile could be. Get it risk-free. Dial 1-800-281-4037. That's 1-800-281-4037. Transform your smile into a wow, you look great smile. Dial 1-800-281-4037. That's 1-800-281-4037.
They're always coming, and sometimes they take you by surprise. Special occasions, birthdays, anniversaries, engagements. You've got to do your best, but you want some great selection and save a bunch of money, and you will do that at Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange. DGSE.com. For birthdays, anniversaries, occasions where you've got to do some very special shopping for the most important people in your life. Check out the 9 locations of Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange at DGSE.com. Obviously, gold, jewelry, earrings, pendants, engagement rings, settings, loose diamonds, gemstones, incredible prices on all the above. They are your pre-owned Rolex headquarters. It's a beautiful Rolex. Ain't nobody going to know it's previously owned, you know what I mean? Gold, silver, and precious metals investing. They've been my headquarters for this for more than 20 years. Great prices, awesome selection, fantastic customer service. Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange. Get on in there today. Save a bunch of money and have a great time. DGSE.com. That's DGSE.com, Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange.
What's the scariest thing about going to the dentist? Opening your mouth or opening your wallet? Because just a simple cleaning can cost $100, and things like root canals can cost you hundreds more. If you don't have dental insurance to help, you should give Physicians Mutual Insurance Company a call. 1-800-200-9887. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance that helps pay for checkups right away. So you can call today and get your teeth cleaned tomorrow. Plus, it helps cover the more expensive procedures you might need down the road. Fillings, crowns, bridges, even costly dentures. There's no deductible and no annual maximum. Your acceptance is guaranteed for one of these insurance policies, even if you're retired or on Medicare. There are no networks, so you can choose any dentist you'd like. That's right, any dentist you want. Call in the next 10 minutes and we'll rush you a free information kit with all the details. 1-800-200-9887. That's 1-800-200-9887. 1-800-200-9887.
Business owners, listen up. Give me an I.
Give me an M.
Give me a C. What's that spell? Incorporation, protection, success. Incorporate your business.
INC. If you're about to start a business, these 3 little letters can make the difference between making a fortune and losing everything. Because if you're not incorporated and someone sues your business, you can lose it all. Your home, your car, even your life savings. That's why Incorporate.com is now giving away a free incorporation guide to all business owners. So you can incorporate or form an LLC in just 10 minutes. Protect your home, protect your car, protect your life savings. Call 1-800-500-9483 for your free 10-minute incorporation guide from Incorporate.com. They don't provide legal or financial advice. They just make incorporating quick and easy.
Incorporation, protection, success. Incorporate your business.
Call now for your free guide. 1-800-500-9483. That's 1-800-500-9483.
We are living in unprecedented times. If ever there was a time to attend a free Money Matters retirement seminar, it is now. If you're retired or retiring and need your investments to live, don't miss it. Choose 1 p.m. or 7 p.m. Tuesday, June 2nd in Plano, or 7 p.m. Thursday, June 4th in the Fort Worth Medical District. Ken Moraif was featured on Fox Business News. Clients had followed his advice, were out of the stock market for all of 2008. Reserve at moneymatters.net. That's moneymatters.net or call 800-994-0302.
Need more fodder while arguing with your liberal friends? We've got you covered. 660 AM, The Answer. Only for Texas. This is the Wells Report on 660 AM, The Answer.
It must have been like 5 years ago. It was like 5 years ago that I said that if I was a police chief somewhere, I'd have somebody with a video camera following every police officer I had everywhere they went. because it's the smart and right thing to do. I want to congratulate the Dallas Police Department because what they're going to do is they're going to spend $3.7 million on body cameras for police officers, and that is a brilliant thing. It's the right thing to do. There are the obligatory problems with it. You know, there has to be some kind of punitive measure for those who turn those cameras off. Dallas Police Chief David Brown said that officers who flip off their new body cameras when they're not supposed to could face very severe discipline. Brown said that there were some life or death situations where officers won't be punished for failing to flip on their body cameras, but under other circumstances, officers could be fired for turning them off. Which, by the way, Chief Brown said has happened previously with officers who turn off their dash cams while making arrests. I don't know about a life or death situation where officers would be able to either fail to flip on or fail to turn off their body cameras. In fact, I don't think there should be a situation where they turn them off. I think they should be on all the time. Do I believe that all those pictures belong to we, the people of the United States? No, I do not. No, I do not. Do I believe that they should go through the same kind of Freedom of Information Act request that a judge has to look at? Absolutely. There are some things that are just not the business, not our business. The department will be doling out 1,000 cameras over the next 5 years once the council approves a $3.7 million contract with Taser International. The company, which is known for its stun guns, will provide software for storing the video. Taser, by the way, was not the cheapest option, but scored far higher than other companies during the city's procurement process. About $1 million of the cost will come from federal grant money. The rest will come from the city. The contract is currently listed as a consent item on the council's Wednesday agenda, meaning it will likely pass without debate. That is a very good thing. Brown said Taser is testing technology that will make all body cameras within a 30-foot radius automatically start recording if one of the officers pulls his Taser stun gun. They're also testing technology which will flip the body cameras on whenever an officer leaves his squad car. Officers will be expected to manually flip on their cameras when they are within the scope of official law enforcement activity. That means the camera is rolling during a traffic stop, but not during detail at the station. Okay. Yeah. You got to be able to turn those off when you go to the restroom. That's true. 1,000 cameras would cover about a third of the 3,500 officer department and will be issued to officers in patrol. Dallas police have also drafted a general order that will govern the use of body cameras. Police officials say they had a hand in writing the state legislation they expect to pass soon, so the policies mirror that bill. By the way, this is written by Tristan Hallman of the Dallas Morning News. Brown said the officers are receptive to body cameras. They believe they will change suspects' behavior and exonerate officers in some cases. But he cautioned the cameras are not a panacea, that the human eye can see things better than a camera, which is dependent on lighting, positioning, and a limited field of vision. And by the way, all you have to do is watch any sporting event that uses instant replay, and you can tell, even though there's indisputable video evidence, they can still get it wrong. No, it's not a panacea. But I swear to you, it's better than no video cameras. I'm glad the police department is doing it. I want the Fort Worth Police Department to follow suit if they're not doing it already. They probably are. This is something that needs to happen. It should have happened long ago. Tristan also wrote another article that answered a lot of questions. Not all officers will have body cameras. The city will have to keep paying for body cameras. Dallas has spread the cost of 1,000 cameras in storage space, $825,000 worth over 5 years. The initial purchase is covered, but the catch is the council has to keep approving that money each budget cycle. The key language in the council resolution is subject to annual appropriations. What happens after 5 years? Assuming body cameras are still a thing there, the city will have to keep buying and replacing the cameras and paying for their maintenance after 5 years. The money that they save in legal fees, the money that they save in liability claims will more than make up the difference. Body cameras will not capture everything. There aren't going to be that many cameras at a police use of force incident. Those cameras will only capture one perspective. Consider the controversial Jason Harrison shooting, which was the first fatal shooting by a police officer captured on body camera in Dallas. The camera was not pointed directly at the most important actions during the critical seconds. The officer, we know, saw more than the camera shows. The shooting looked bad to many in real time, prompted a national outcry over police handling the mentally ill. But others say if you slow it down and freeze the frames, it appears Harrison's arm containing the screwdriver is raised up in the air, moving forward as the shots ring out. It appears that way, but it's hard to say from the angle of the officer's camera. When bullets are flying, cameras may not be rolling. Remember the Dallas police officer, Josh Burns, who was shot last year? A man named Rakeem Perkins was in his car when the officers approached and suddenly started shooting at Burns and his partner in far northeast Dallas. By the way, Perkins just got a 23-year sentence for shooting Burns. While the dash cam may be there, it's difficult to conceive of how either officer, adrenaline pumping and bullets flying, could have pulled a gun and turned on their camera at the same time. Chief David Brown said Tuesday he doesn't expect them to be able to. That's what he means by the life and death situations. Seems to me that it wouldn't be very difficult to create a situation where either a taser clears the holster, the holder, and the camera starts, or somebody clears leather in their duty belt and the camera starts. Even though body cameras have become en vogue because of police shootings, at least until Taser develops technology that allows officers' cameras to come on automatically when they get out of the squad car, this is going to be an issue. The open records dilemma. A big unknown is how much open records requests will cost the department now that there are more records of these incidents. See, this is a problem. Now there will be some kind of video evidence. And if there is not video evidence, that's a problem for the police department. Which is why, if you turn off your camera and something bad happens, you're going to get fired if you're a police officer. There's also another problem. What if you say, for example, oh, I don't know. What if a police officer comes to your house? Is the camera on then? Is what's in your house your private property? Yeah. Do you have the right to have that video expunged? What's the story with that? Or if you have somebody, if a police officer shows up at your house, are you just stuck? There are privacy concerns. This isn't perfect, but it's far better than not having anything, don't you think? 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. USA Today talks about how the Sacramento Police Department is adapting to body cameras. In the state capital, the Sacramento Police Department is in the final stages of testing body cameras. This written by David Marquis of KXTV Sacramento. They will be on officers' chests or heads within 6 months. Nationwide, more police departments are considering requiring officers to wear recording devices. The trend gained momentum after the August shooting death of a black teen, Michael Brown, in Ferguson, Missouri, by a white police officer. The aftermath, fraught with dissent over what occurred before the shooting, led to sometimes violent protests and calls for more visibility into police-citizens interactions. This is reasonable. It is. Channel 10 in Sacramento talked to Pacific McGeorge School of Law constitutional law professor Leslie Jacobs and former federal prosecutor and veteran criminal defense attorney Bill Portanova about what you should know. Do you have a constitutional right to privacy from a body camera carried by police? Generally, no, even though privacy protections are there from unreasonable search and seizure. But the Constitution does not say that police officers can't wear cameras. California has a law that requires both parties' consent to be recorded. So does it protect me from police body cameras? Both have to say yes, but there is a police officer exception. Is there a risk that stored body camera video could be hacked? Portnova says, yes, there is. I trust our government to do its best, but I also trust the hackers to do better. Portnova worries that what could happen when criminal defense attorneys gain access to stored video in the process of defending their clients, which means every defense lawyer's computer on the planet is now a potential source where a hacker could take this stuff. Could videos include embarrassing and awkward moments, even of people not accused of a crime? Yes. You can have that same thing happen at a basketball game. It's called a kiss cam. There have been a few divorces over that. I'm just saying. People that have reached their limit, people say they're having breakdowns or violence or mental episodes or family disputes, wouldn't want to be on camera. That's true. Jacob said it would be important for police to protect citizens from having any such video accidentally released. How long do you keep them? Where do they get stored? Where can you possibly release these videos? All these things need to be thought about and written down, said Jacobs, who urges police departments to come up with thoughtful and detailed policy guidelines for officers and administration. Will body cameras bring new protections for both police and civilians? Police officers think this would be a good thing. For the public, certainly, this could be a very good thing, too. But it has to be very thoughtful about how actually to implement this type of plan. Everything's going to be videotaped, said Portnova. It's all going to be available on a server somewhere, and we're all going to get used to it. You know, there's a difference between a police officer wearing a body camera and a police department putting up a camera to record everything in the public square. There's a big difference. It's about specificity. The police officer is engaged in a specific duty at a specific moment for a specific reason. That's the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution. A camera just out there surveilling us for whatever reason, coupled with face recognition software, is a violation of the Fourth Amendment. And we're going to have to do something about that. One of the harsh things about this very surveilled society in which we live, and all this ties together. All of this ties together. Our conversation regarding people being able to say whatever they want to say in the public square. People recording what people are saying. Police enforcement of what people are saying and what people are doing. Where do we keep these videos? How long are the videos kept? Who owns them? Cameras on a police officer are different than cameras being run by a police department as a surveillance tool. We, the people of the United States, have got to start demanding this Fourth Amendment be clarified, not reimagined, clarified. And as that goes, so goes the Republic, and so goes freedom and liberty. It is my sincere hope that as we continue down this road, this NSA road, that we protect what makes America great, and that is personal and individual freedom. And yeah, I would dare say at least anonymity of the public square. This is the Wells Report.
Feeling a little sticky these days? Hi, Chris Miles with House Talk Today. This week, join me with our special guest, AC and indoor air quality expert Steve Lawton. We'll get tips from our expert on how to make your home more comfortable. Plus, home improvement updates. Our garden segment features Rebecca Miller live, so tune in for a little house talk today.
Tune in to House Talk Today, tomorrow afternoon from 1 to 3 on 660 AM, The Answer.
Hi, this is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor. I'd like for you to join me on my talk show this weekend. What I do is teach people how to go the natural, organic route. I stir up trouble, too, because I throw out some things that a lot of people just don't think are correct. You know what? We have a lot of experience to back up what we recommend. Have healthier gardens and more fun gardening. Join me this and every weekend.
Join Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. right here on 660 AM, The Answer.
In 2002, a National Sleep Foundation poll found that 63% of women experience symptoms of insomnia at least a few nights per week. In my opinion, a major reason for insomnia is the Blue Card. It's a shopping and loyalty card, and it's free. That's right, free. No charge, nada. Next, you can receive up to 5% cash back on purchases. Most cards only offer 2% at most. No wonder girls can't sleep. With the Blue Card, you can also get shopping points that you could use for online purchases. So it's cash back and shopping points. Am I keeping you awake? If you refer the Blue Card to someone, you could even earn money on their purchases. No, I'm serious. It's true. But it gets better. If you share the Blue Card with a merchant, you could earn on the purchases of everyone who uses the Blue Card at their store, too. There's no way you are going to get any sleep until you get your own free Blue Card.
To get your free Blue Card, go to bluecardshopping.com. That's bluecardshopping.com. bluecardshopping.com.
Hey everybody, Mark Davis for my friends at ViaScan of Las Colinas. We're always concerned about heart disease and cancer, and we should be. You ever hear those stories about the first sign that somebody had of heart problems when they died of a heart attack? The first evidence of any kind of cancer was after it was too big to be operable. Early detection is everything. Information is power, and honestly, sometimes information is survival. This is what ViaScan of Las Colinas is all about. ViaScan of Las Colinas. My friend John Duncan and the gang with the body scan, the well-view scan, they call it, all the vital organs there between the shoulder and the pelvis, making sure there's no heart plaques or blockages, no little cancer spots that could rise up and take you down. This is affordable, preventive healthcare. It is not uncomfortable. It is not claustrophobic. It's fantastic. I love it, and I love the information. It's good to know what's going on inside your body. Be ViaScan certain. 972-739-2840, 972-739-2840, or just Google ViaScan.
Have you been holding out for a good deal to replace your old AC system? Well, now there's a new program that's too good to pass up. I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. You've probably already heard that you can save over $3,500 on a new Infinity system with Carrier's Cool Cash, but did you know that for a limited time, you can also get an additional $1,000 off from your utility provider? That's right, and when you combine these two programs, we're talking saving over $4,500 on a brand new AC system that can cut your electric bill in half. But the utility funds are limited, and the program will end when the money runs out. So right now, we're scheduling free estimates on a first-come, first-served basis. Call us now, or if you want, call two other companies first, and then call Reliant Air Conditioning, and you'll see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Our number's 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437, or online at ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
Are you having trouble figuring out how to invest for retirement with all the recent market volatility, falling oil prices, and turmoil around the world? Hi, I'm Jon-David Wells from the Wells Report for InvestingMakesMeSick.com. Most people think their investment options are only stocks, bonds, mutual funds, or annuities. That's not true. Here's Walt Parker.
If you have an IRA or a 401k from a former employer, you have investment choices that you may not even realize you have. You've worked hard to accumulate your money and deserve to understand what your investments are. InvestingMakesMeSick.com has always offered the We Come to You service. Retirement is right around the corner. Time is money. We want to make sure that you understand your investments and that there's more than just stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and annuities to invest in.
Schedule an appointment. Call 972-463-3833, 972-463-3833, or log on to InvestingMakesMeSick.com. All investments involve risk. Investments may be considered speculative and incur substantial fees and expenses borne by the investor. Securities and investment advisory services offered through Titan Securities. InvestingMakesMeSick.com and Titan Securities are not affiliated.
You can listen on the go. Find us on iHeartRadio. 660 AM. The Answer. The Wells Report, a daily good old-fashioned North Texas barbecue of anybody trying to take advantage of us on 660 AM. The Answer.
Taking a look at the Texas legislature, a couple of things you need to be aware of. Texas lawmakers have approved licensed open carry of handguns in the streets of the nation's second most populous state. That's Texas. The bill cleared the legislature late today. It goes to Republican Governor Greg Abbott, who's going to sign it. Open carry just passed both in the Texas and the Senate. Next destination, my pen, says Greg Abbott. A contentious bill allowing concealed handguns on college campuses in Texas will likely let universities carve out large gun-free zones as state lawmakers negotiate final language before Monday's deadline. Senator Brian Birdwell, who authored the Senate version of the measure, said Thursday that he's willing to let universities ban guns from some parts of campus. We'll call those free fire zones, I suppose. And then finally, the death of a bill that would have created a statewide texting while driving ban. The measure's authors said Thursday legislators have not done our jobs, or legislators have not done our jobs as lawmakers to protect the life and safety of all Texans. I don't think that we need one more law telling us what we can and cannot do in our own car. And I'm glad that did not pass. Now, remember something. It's legal to text while you drive in Texas. That means that somebody's going to try to run over your butt while he's texting his girlfriend. Okay? Be ready for him. Seriously. That way you won't die. You're listening to the Wells Report.
The stock market is at record highs, but will it keep going up, or are we due for another major correction? The financial newspapers are reporting that record numbers of major investors are leaving the market. If you're worried about the roller coaster stock market, there are some alternative ways to grow your money and build a solid, predictable retirement. The team at Guardian Financial Management will show you how to grow your money and still sleep well at night. Tune in to Plain Talk, No Worries, Financial Hour each Sunday at 7 a.m. on 660 AM. The Answer.
When you pay your mobile phone bill, are you making a political statement? Probably so. You don't even know that it's politics you might not agree with. Hey, it's Mark Davis. Major mobile companies have given more than $50 million to liberal candidates and causes. Now there's a cellular company that gives 5% to conservative causes while still saving you money. Welcome to EOS Mobile. The same service, the same quality, a better price, and a better cause. Go to EOScell.com, EOSCELL.com. Meet a company that'll save you 10 to 15% on the same phone, data, and text plans, and their corporate contributions go to organizations and candidates for smaller government, a stronger America, and following the Constitution. Imagine that. And text and talk plans start at $9.99 with a free phone. Do you want part of your mobile phone bill to help Obama, Hillary, and that side of American politics? Great service, great prices, and support for conservative causes with EOS Mobile. Go to EOScell.com. That's EOSCELL.com. EOScell.com.
People who can afford a LASIK procedure sure are lucky. Imagine being able to throw away your contacts and glasses. Imagine waking up tomorrow with 20/20 vision. Too bad everyone can't afford LASIK. Well, guess what? There's a company that agrees with you. The LASIK Vision Institute is now offering dramatically low prices on high-quality LASIK to make it affordable for everyone. That means you get the latest FDA-approved LASIK technology for a fraction of what others charge. And if you call right now, we'll schedule a free appointment so you can discover if LASIK is right for you. Results may vary. Call 1-800-700-1851. Even better, if you're one of the first 100 callers, ask about an extra 20% discount off our already low-cost services. We've already performed over 1 million procedures. Let us help you. Discover how you can get the quality LASIK experience you deserve at a fraction of what others charge. For your free appointment, call 1-800-700-1851. 1-800-700-1851.
This is 660 AM. The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group on the NASDAQ as SALM, KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM. The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Carol McHugh. Things going from bad to worse. Former House Speaker Denny Hastert, following indictment over a banking scandal, come allegations he withdrew over $3 million to use as hush money in a sex scandal stemming from his pre-congressional days.
Law enforcement sources telling Fox News that the cover-up indeed goes back to the allegation of sexual abuse of a young male. And now the LA Times is reporting that a second individual is talking to investigators, saying that he was also abused.
Fox's Mike Tobin. A new report shows the economy got off to a weaker start this year than was first thought.
The latest GDP revision shows the economy actually shrank in the first quarter. The GDP figure revised downward to negative 0.7% from the advanced read earlier this month of a virtually flat but positive 0.2%. This is the third negative quarter in the last 6 years.
Fox Business Network's Blake Berman. Fox News, we report, you decide.
660 AM, The Answer.
Another hot Texas summer is upon us, and Mathis Air and Heat has a great offer for you right off the bat. With the American Standard All-Star Sales Event, Mathis Air is offering 100% financing and 0% interest for up to 60 months. That's 60 months of complete qualifying American Standard systems with approved credit or cash rebates. Mathis Air knows that's a home run, and with free estimates on equipment replacements, that's a grand slam. When it comes to service, call 972-279-4COOL for a $39 service call. Don't get thrown a curveball. Go with the company you can trust. As a certified customer care dealer, Mathis Air is about quality, honesty, and a great installation because that's what matters most. Special financing or rebates available on qualifying products. See Mathis Air and Heat, your independent American Standard dealer, for details. Or call 888-840-8084 for financing program details about credit costs. Offer expires June 30th, 2015. Make sure you're working with the best. Mathis Air and Heat. Call now, 972-279-4COOL. That's 972-279-4266.
This is an announcement for all people who want to take a risk-free challenge to whiten their teeth in 5 minutes. By calling now, you can whiten your teeth in 5 minutes using clinically proven power swabs. This risk-free challenge is for people whose smile has been yellowed by coffee, tea, red wine, or smoking. The Power Swabs 5-minute challenge is available by responding to this advertisement. If lines are busy, try again. Because the Power Swabs 5-minute challenge is exclusive, it's not available in drugstores. Power Swabs was formulated by Dr. Martin Ginniger and whitens teeth with a patented tooth detergent and whitening agent. It's so effective, we challenge you to try it for 5 minutes to see how white your smile could be. Get it risk-free. Dial 1-800-281-4037. That's 1-800-281-4037. Transform your smile into a wow, you look great smile. Dial 1-800-281-4037. That's 1-800-281-4037.
Our family had a savings account until our air conditioner needed replacing.
We had a vacation fund before our refrigerator had a meltdown.
My family has no savings and our water heater just quit.
Sadly, sometimes it only takes one home system or appliance breakdown to bust your budget. But buying a home warranty from American Home Shield protects more of your hard-earned money because they help pay your covered repairs for you. For valuable free information, go to ahs.com or call 1-800-600-5107. Who wants to pour money into repairs for things like your air conditioner, refrigerator, plumbing, oven, or washer when you get the budget protection you deserve from American Home Shield? Service requests are subject to a fee for each trade called. Some exclusions and limitations apply. It's up to you. Pay for expensive home system and appliance repairs yourself or let AHS help pay covered repairs for you. Protect more of your hard-earned money. For valuable free information, including terms, rates, and coverage, go to ahs.com. That's ahs.com or call 1-800-600-5107.
Business owners, listen up. Give me an I. Give me an M. Give me a Z. What's that spell? Incorporation, protection, success. Incorporate your business.
INC. If you're about to start a business, these 3 little letters can make the difference between making a fortune and losing everything. Because if you're not incorporated and someone sues your business, you can lose it all. Your home, your car, even your life savings. That's why Incorporate.com is now giving away a free incorporation guide to all business owners. So you can incorporate or form an LLC in just 10 minutes. Protect your home, protect your car, protect your life savings. Call 1-800-500-9483 for your free 10-minute incorporation guide from Incorporate.com. They don't provide legal or financial advice. They just make incorporating quick and easy.
Incorporation, protection, success. Incorporate your business.
Call now for your free guide. 1-800-500-9483. That's 1-800-500-9483.
If you're overwhelmed by debt and thinking about going to a credit counseling company for help, think again, because the majority of those companies actually work for the credit card companies, and they make the credit card companies a lot of money from people just like you. But there's another way out of debt, and it's not bankruptcy. A way to reduce your debts and save you thousands of dollars. Even better, you can find out how for free by calling 1-800-998-5539. At Freedom Debt Relief, we're not a credit counseling organization. We're not a debt consolidation company. We offer a unique alternative to save you the most money possible to resolve your debt in the shortest amount of time. If you're thinking about a credit counselor, ask yourself this: are they working for you or the credit card companies? Reduce your debts and save thousands of dollars by learning the secrets to settling your debt. For free information, call 1-800-998-5539. That's 1-800-998-5539. 1-800-998-5539.
Many of you have worked hard to save for retirement, so it's critical to protect what you have. There's nothing worse than a market crash like 2008, where so many lost 30 to 50% of what they had. If you're retired or retiring, it's important to have a sell strategy in your plan. Don't miss the next free Money Matters Retirement Seminar, 1 p.m. or 7 p.m. Tuesday, June 2nd in Plano, or 7 p.m. Thursday, June 4th in the Fort Worth Medical District. Reserve at moneymatters.net. That's moneymatters.net or call 800-994-0302.
Dallas, Fort Worth's home for stimulating talk. 660 AM, The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. I want to ask you a question. You can answer this question by joining me at 866-660-5759. I want to know who's responsible for the growth of ISIS and why. Who's responsible for the growth of ISIS, the Islamic State? Who's responsible for the growth of ISIS and why? 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. Call me and answer the question. Who's responsible for the growth of ISIS? 866-660-5759. I just want to know who is responsible for the growth of ISIS in the Middle East and why, according to you. Just want to do a little improvisational poll here, just a little impromptu poll. Who is responsible for the growth of ISIS in the world? Who is it? 866-660-5759. I have some ideas. I will share them after you share your ideas. So by all means, share your ideas. 866-660-5759. If you've not called the show before, call the show and tell me who's responsible for the growth of ISIS and why you believe so. There are no wrong answers. I'm not going to get you into an argument. I'm not baiting you. I just want to know what you think. Who's responsible for the growth of ISIS in the world and why? John in Fort Worth, who's responsible for the growth of ISIS and why?
Yes, sir. Well, in my opinion, it is because Barack Hussein Obama is a Muslim, in my belief, and he has not gone after any of the ISIS people. Look at I'm from a military family, and it appears that he's cutting our military. He's cut a lot of the good generals. He's destroying this country because I believe, and since his dad was a Muslim and was raised as a Muslim, they want to kill the Western civilization, and that's what I think, sir.
All right. Thanks much. I appreciate it, John. Thank you. Let me get to Rex in Fort Worth. Rex, who's responsible for the growth of ISIS in the world?
Barack Obama.
Why?
Because he refuses to acknowledge what is going on in the Middle East, who is doing the attacking, and he refuses to do anything to stop them.
All right. Thanks much. 866-660-5759. There's a reason I'm asking this question. I want you to answer this question for me. Who is responsible for the growth of ISIS in the world? 866-660-5759. Ron in Dallas, thanks for joining us. Hi.
Hi. Well, as far as I'm concerned, if Obama would have went ahead and nipped them in the bud when they first started out, there wouldn't be the problem now. He didn't listen to his generals. He never does. He never will.
All right.
And they're the ones that know everything that's going on over there.
All right, sir. Thanks very much. I appreciate it. Let me get to Tyler in Kemp, Texas. Tyler, what is responsible for the growth of ISIS in the world and why?
Well, I'd say the pullout, major thing. And then John McCain, he was over there, got caught on film selling, trying to make treaties with the guys over in Syria, which became ISIS.
All right. Okay, thanks much. I appreciate it. Let me get to Gary in Fort Worth. Gary, thanks for joining us. Welcome to the Wells Report. Who's responsible for the growth of ISIS and why?
I'd say the older Bush, not the most recent one, but the one before him.
Why?
Because he knew what was going on way back then with Saddam, and he had a chance to stop him all the way back then, and he didn't.
In other words, you believe that the first Gulf War should have ended in Baghdad.
Was it Desert Storm?
Yeah, the original one.
Yeah.
When we chased him out of Kuwait.
Yeah.
We should have removed him from office then. Is that right?
Yes, we should have gone in there and done what we needed to do, because all that stuff, all this has been going on for a very long time over there, and we're just now getting into it.
All right. Thanks much. Thank you. I appreciate it. David in Dallas, thanks for joining us. Who's responsible for the growth of ISIS in the world?
The JV team in the White House named Hussein Obama, the Muslim, is responsible for allowing this Muslim Brotherhood to take over the Middle East since Bush and Cheney had it stabilized with our troops that they left there. He pulled them out in 2011, and he did this intentionally.
All right. All right. Thanks. 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. Take one or two more calls here. Just one or two more. Who's responsible for the growth of ISIS in the world? 866-660-5759. Who is it? Who's responsible and why? 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. Who's responsible for the growth of ISIS in the world and why? Most people so far are saying President Obama. And because we didn't leave a status of force agreement in place, and so on and so on. Let me get to Harry in Fort Worth. Harry, thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir.
What do you think is responsible for the growth of ISIS in the world?
I think the Muslims created it. I think the madrasas. That's what started it all. That's what compounds it all. And pretty much it's a cesspool over there. And that's just, I don't think it's going to change in our lifetime.
All right. Thanks much. 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. Let me get to Keith in Carrollton. Keith, tell me something. Why has ISIS grown? Who's responsible for the growth of ISIS?
Well, it's our lack of leadership in the White House. But it falls back a little bit further than that. I believe it's the people who voted for Barack Hussein Obama and the Christians who did not get out and vote at all.
I see. So you're saying that maybe not necessarily Christians, but certainly conservatives that did not get out and vote?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Alrighty.
Thank you very much. Will in Dallas, thanks for joining us. Welcome to the Wells Report.
Thanks. I think it was Bush 1 that did this, but I think he had some help in there with Saudi Arabia and some of the other countries over there, because he should have taken them all out. And I think that what happened is they talked him into not doing it. And if he'd have taken them all out back then and wouldn't have abandoned, I don't remember which ones he abandoned. I think he abandoned the Sunnis back over there when they were ready to revolt. They might have had a stabilized government by now.
Will, I think that's great. I think that's absolutely superb analysis. I do. I think that's really good. I think you really have a great beat on that. Joe in Fort Worth, thanks for joining us. What do you suppose is the reason for ISIS growing?
They're responsible for themselves as a religion. So like an organism that wants to grow, they certainly took advantage of gaps in power. But the opponents are the responsible party. They themselves are the ones doing it. We just failed to stop them.
All right. Thanks much. Let me get to Frank and Keller. Frank, who's responsible for the growth of ISIS?
The American people.
Why?
Well, they voted in who we got.
So, okay, so you believe the voters for voting in President Obama then?
And, well, not just Obama, but Democrats and Republicans, John.
What do you mean?
Well, they're all complicit in it.
Huh. All right. All right. Thanks much. I appreciate that. 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. The reason I'm asking this is because there's somebody among us that we all know who believes that somebody else is responsible that no one has mentioned yet. Senator Rand Paul blasted members of his party for sending arms into the Middle East that have ended up in the hands of Islamic militants. Right now, there are 1,500 groups, many of them bad people, including ISIS, that hawks in our party, the Republican Party, have been arming. ISIS exists and grew stronger because of hawk Republicans who gave arms indiscriminately, and most of those arms were snatched up by ISIS. Rand Paul made the remarks when he was asked about comments from Senator Lindsey Graham, a member of the Senate Armed Services Committee, on Morning Joe on MSNBC. Senator Graham has been advocating sending 10,000 U.S. troops to Iraq to train and support local forces battling ISIS, which captured the city of Ramadi recently. Iraqi forces hope to retake the city soon. Rand Paul noted that hawkish Republican lawmakers wanted to bomb Syrian President Bashar Assad, who views ISIS as a common enemy, to help moderate rebel forces. ISIS has also taken large swaths in Syria. Paul said of hawk Republican lawmakers, they created these people. The same hawks in my party, the Republican hawks, they loved Hillary Clinton's war in Libya. They just wanted more of it. Everything they've talked about in foreign policy, they've been wrong for 20 years, and yet somehow they have the gall to keep saying it and pointing fingers. Rand Paul is saying this. I think Rand Paul just ended his chances for the Republican nomination for 2016 and maybe his place in the Republican Party. Because I assure you, Republican hawks have no more to do with the expansion of ISIS than the man in the flippin' moon. This is the glaring error that Rand Paul suffers from. A glaring error that Rand Paul suffers badly from. A complete misunderstanding of what's going on in the world around him. Everything that they've been talking about foreign policy-wise has been wrong for 20 years, and yet somehow they have the gall to keep saying and pointing fingers. Excuse me, Senator? George W. Bush had great foreign policy regarding ISIS and the way things unfolded in the Middle East. There were two burgeoning democracies in the Middle East that don't exist anymore. One was in Iraq and one was in Afghanistan. And very shortly after the election of 2008, those countries fell back into ruin. The Taliban, Al-Qaeda, and yes, ISIS reigning supreme. I want to ask you this question. Did Rand Paul just take himself out? Did he just end his presidential aspirations? Yes or no? Tell me why next. This is the Wells Report.
Hey, Jim, come on in. Bill, this is such a great house. Thanks. 3 beds, 2 baths, and wait till you see the pool. How'd you get the down payment? We didn't have to. We called NASA Federal Credit Union at 855-374-NASA and got a 0 down fixed rate mortgage with no private mortgage insurance on a jumbo loan. You must be saving hundreds a year with no PMI. More like thousands. And with no money down, we were able to add the pool. And it was fast. We got pre-qualified online in seconds and closed our loan within 30 days guaranteed. If you're buying a home, you gotta call NASA Federal at 855-374-NASA or visit nasafcu.com/374. Wow, with 0 down and no PMI, we could buy that house Jen likes and furnish it too. But you don't work for NASA. You don't have to work for NASA to get a mortgage with NASA Federal. Just call 855-374-NASA or visit nasafcu.com/374. Thanks for the tip. Now can I see the pool? Equal housing lender. Offer valid on approved credit for primary residences. Membership eligibility required. For more details about credit cost terms and conditions, call 855-374-NASA.
This is Dan Tullis, and I just called
Joel Clark,
one of Select Quote Insurance Services' term life agents.
Hi, Mr. Tullis.
Joel, how does Select Quote save you money on term life insurance?
Well, buying term life insurance is all about choosing the right company. Let's say you take antidepressants or you smoke. All insurance companies are going to price that differently. We'll impartially shop all the companies we represent to find you the best price.
Can you give me an example?
Sure. I just got a man, 40 years old, on cholesterol medication, a $500,000 policy with a highly rated insurance company. His price, $22 a month.
Call 1-800-979-3269 and see how affordable term life insurance can be. That's 1-800-979-3269. 1-800-979-3269. Or go to selectquote.com. We shop, you save. Get full details on the example policy at selectquote.com/commercials. Your price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head dealing with monthly payments, there's a powerful secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $5,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Debt Relief Advocates, and we're offering you free information on how to virtually eliminate your credit card debt and make your monthly payment affordable. To see how much you could save, call now, 1-800-400-0096. Don't declare bankruptcy. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. Find out how easy it is by calling now. For the secret the credit card companies don't want you to know, call Debt Relief Advocates now and see how much money you could save for free. 1-800-400-0096. That's 1-800-400-0096. 1-800-400-0096.
Hi, I'm Tom Kidd, engineering graduate of Texas A&M and owner of Structured Foundation Repairs. Our number is 972-484-1200. Our motto is to do the right thing. In some respects, it's hard being the company that always does the right thing. But for our customers' sake, it's very important that we do. Being fully insured, as an example, costs us a lot of money, but it protects our customers. Having employees instead of day laborers is a huge responsibility, but our dedicated employees ensure that we do the best repairs we can. Managing a large office staff can be tedious, but they provide our customers a helpful voice when they need something urgent. Returning every phone call is time-consuming, but instills our customers with confidence that we will always be there when they need us. The Aggie Code of Honor states that Aggies don't lie, cheat, or steal, or tolerate those that do. That code was the principle our company was founded on, and it guides our daily operations. If this sounds like the kind of company you could trust to repair your foundation, call us today for a free evaluation at 972-484-1200 or click structuredfoundation.com.
Our sister station,
94.9 KLTY and Interstate Batteries present Celebrate Freedom 25, Saturday, June 27th at South Fork Ranch. Since this is our 25th anniversary of the largest outdoor Christian concert in America, we're bringing in the artists that you love. Stephen Curtis Chapman, Toby Mac, Third Day, Carrie Job, and many, many more. You've made so many memories over the years at Celebrate Freedom. This year, make some more with us. Sponsored by Cornerstone Staffing, Care Now, North Texas Chevy Dealers, and American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
Did you know colon cancer is the second leading cause of cancer deaths in Texas, but that 90% of colon cancers can be avoided with early detection? Southwest Endoscopy and Surgery Center is the first facility in North Texas to use the revolutionary Fuse Full Spectrum Endoscopy System, enabling a 330-degree panoramic view of your colon. Due for a colonoscopy? Don't become a statistic. Insist on Fuse. Contact Southwest Endoscopy and Surgery Center at 817-293-9292 or visit swgiclinic.com.
Learn a little something at the start of your day. The Mark Davis Show. Mornings 7 to 10 on 660 AM. The Answer. Only for Texas. This is the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. It's not often you believe one of the few worthy of winning a Nobel Peace Prize, if the award were even halfway honest, reaches out to you on Twitter, but that's exactly what happened to me when the courageous Dr. Zuhdi Jasser posted the following. Can you please write a column now asking Rand Paul to withdraw? Paul, GOP hawks created ISIS. The link is to an Associated Press article titled Rand Paul says GOP hawks created ISIS. Dr. Jasser had obviously read the post of Tuesday. Jeb should withdraw to save the country from Hillary. He wanted me to do the same thing for Rand. In fairness to Jeb, my earlier post was meant to prod him into an altruistic, patriotic act. In the case of Rand, it would be because he, as Bobby Jindal has quoted as saying by the AP, disqualified himself. In other words, Roger Simon of PJ Media says that Rand Paul is making a huge error and may have just destroyed himself. He is blaming his own party for the rise of the Islamic State. The freshman senator from Kentucky said that the GOP's foreign policy hawks created these people. That assertion led to potential 2016 rival Bobby Jindal, Louisiana's governor, to say Paul was unqualified to be president. I agree. ISIS exists and grew stronger because of the hawks in the party who gave arms indiscriminately, said Paul. They created these people. ISIS is all over Libya because these same hawks in my party loved Hillary Clinton's war in Cuba. They just wanted more of it. Rand, like his father Ron, says Roger Simon, has a mega chauvinist view of the world. The USA is so big and strong, it causes everything, including at one point 9/11, and now ISIS, if you could believe that. Never mind that Islamic State is just another avatar of Islamic imperialism's desire for a world caliphate that's been going on for centuries, long before this country was in existence. The Battle of Tours, 732, the Siege of Vienna, 1683, and so on. The violence has been there forever. As any literate person knows, it's the Quran and the Hadith. Beheadings were part of Muhammad's game plan. It's what he did and what he called for. This was not invented by a cabal of neocons in Chevy Chase, Maryland in 2003. Steve in Allen, Texas, thanks for joining us. Welcome to the Wells Report. Hello.
Yes. I was going to say yes to the question, has Rand Paul just destroyed himself? Yes, he has.
He has.
For several reasons. Number one, that's the problem with libertarians. When it comes to foreign policy, they're no different from the hate America first crowd of the left.
Exactly.
And not only that, but he hates his own party, but here he is demonstrating huge constitutional ignorance. How exactly did the Republicans send guns? How did the House and Senate GOP send guns to the rebels? That's the executive branch, and he's blaming them for Hillary's foreign policy when the Obama administration did not come and ask permission, ask for a declaration or an authorization for use of military force. They went in there without getting UN authorization, without getting congressional authorization. How is this possibly the House and the congressional GOP's fault?
You're exactly correct. You're right on the button. And so before anything besides the Iowa straw poll, it's quite possible that Rand Paul just took himself right out of the 2016 presidential race. And if not, certainly exposed his absolute unwillingness to understand foreign policy, at least at this point in his campaign. This is the Wells Report.
Hi, this is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor. I'd like for you to join me on my talk show this weekend. What I do is teach people how to go the natural, organic route. I stir up trouble, too, because I throw out some things that a lot of people just don't think are correct. You know what? We have a lot of experience to back up what we recommend. Have healthier gardens and more fun gardening. Join me this and every weekend.
Join Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Are you living with prostate enlargement? Do you pee more often than you used to? Do you wake up to go? Be honest. Is there a drop in your romantic life? Prostate problems don't go away on their own, so you need to call for a free bottle of Super Beta Prostate, the #1 non-prescription formula for your prostate. The ingredients are natural. With Super Beta Prostate, you'll have less urges to urinate, less waking at night, and an improvement in your romantic life, guaranteed. Try it for free. Pay only shipping and handling. Just call 1-800-458-1543. Super Beta Prostate is so powerful, you'd have to take 100 saw palmetto capsules to get the same active ingredient in just one Super Beta Prostate tablet. Stop running to the bathroom and call us now for your free bottle. Hurry, this free offer won't last. Just call 1-800-458-1543. That's 1-800-458-1543. 1-800-458-1543.
From Plano to Denton down to Louisville too. Hot Finds has it. Also in McKinney, we'll prove it to you. Hot Finds has it. Service, selection, savings, and more. Feel the excitement when you walk through our door. Hot Finds has it. Hot Finds has it.
And now, during Huffines Vehicle Upgrade Month, get in a new Huffines Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, or Ram for perhaps a lower monthly payment than you're presently paying during Huffines Drive and Discover event. This means newer technology, reduced maintenance and repair costs, a longer and more comprehensive warranty, increased safety, and better gas mileage and finance terms. For more, click to Huffines.net or come to Huffines Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram in Plano and Louisville.
Hi, I'm John Hill, founder of the Good Contractors List. I get asked a lot if the Good Contractors List is like Angie's List, so I thought I'd take the time to do a comparison and let you decide. On the Good Contractors List, we actually meet every one of our contractors face-to-face and have an extensive screening process. On Angie's List, you can pay to read reviews. On the Good Contractors List, if issues arise with our contractors, we get physically involved and will come to your home if necessary. On Angie's List, you can pay to write a bad review. The Good Contractors List takes into consideration things like overhead and sales tactics when choosing our contractors. On Angie's List, you can pay to read reviews. If one of our contractors refuses to fix a problem, we investigate fully and pay up to $10,000 of our own money to get it fixed. On Angie's List, you can write a bad review and you're on your own. The Good Contractors List is absolutely free with a $10,000 guarantee. Reviews are good. Responsibility is better.
The Good Contractors List.
This is an announcement for all people who want to take a risk-free challenge to whiten their teeth in 5 minutes. By calling now, you can whiten your teeth in 5 minutes using clinically proven power swabs. This risk-free challenge is for people whose smile has been yellowed by coffee, tea, red wine, or smoking. The Power Swabs 5-minute challenge is available by responding to this advertisement. If lines are busy, try again. Because the Power Swabs 5-minute challenge is exclusive, it's not available in drugstores. Power Swabs was formulated by Dr. Martin Ginniger and whitens teeth with a patented tooth detergent and whitening agent. It's so effective, we challenge you to try it for 5 minutes to see how white your smile could be. Get it risk-free. Dial 1-800-281-4037. That's 1-800-281-4037. Transform your smile into a wow, you look great smile. Dial 1-800-281-4037. That's 1-800-281-4037.
Realtors have expertise in land development and management, retail, industrial, office, and investment properties. They have the experience, knowledge, and savvy to help you achieve your business and investment real estate goals. Realtors also have the power of the National Association of Realtors behind them, working with legislators and regulators to support the key role commercial real estate plays in our national economy. Ask for a professional who understands your commercial business. Ask for a Realtor. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
Listen to us live on iHeartRadio, 660 AM. The Answer. You're hearing tomorrow's front page on the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. Mark Davis will appear on Monday morning at 7 o'clock. What has he got planned for us? Let's find out.
Hey, JD, good Friday, and I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend as our streets and our yards dry out. The well of topics never runs dry. So let's reconvene for a Monday show filled with news of the weekend, and we'll let Rick Santorum hop on our local show. I had him on the Bennett show this morning. This time we'll talk about the different challenges he faces versus 2012 and somewhat different messaging that he will bring. We'll take a look on Monday's last day of the legislative session, or is it, and see which adventures of life we want to share to fill in any gaps. Monday Mark Davis Show. Have a great weekend. We'll see you then, 7 and 10 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Thanks very much. I appreciate that, Mr. Mark Davis. You know, one of the hardest things that I've had to deal with in my life is being able to see things coming that other people miss. And watching people make huge mistakes that cost not just themselves, but the people in their sphere of influence as well. I've been watching President Obama now ever since he came to national prominence. And I have to tell you that even though I did not vote for him in 2008, I had great hope for this nation. Foolishly, at that time, I said, wow, did we just bury racism in the United States? Did we just do that? No, we didn't. Because racism, of course, was going to be exploited as a part of the tool chest of the Obama administration. He would be able to take the presidency farther left than any of his predecessors. And if anybody objected, he would just say they're racists and work like a charm. And as time went by, I saw this man make irrevocable mistakes that have led us to a very dangerous situation in our country. It doesn't bother me that President Obama has turned himself into what he's turned himself into. That doesn't bother me. I'm sad about it, but he made those decisions. President Obama has insisted that this presidency go this way. He's ignored people to tell him to stop. And he has done this exactly the way he wanted it done. Okay? He stood for whatever principles he happened to need at the right moment, I guess. And he has done what I believe he believes is the right thing for the country. I vehemently disagree on most of those things, but I'm not going to question his motives, not at this moment. I expect that if there needs to be a questioning of his motives, he'll provide it. Probably in books after he finishes his presidency. But we'll see. The president badly damaged his credibility, badly damaged his trustability by lying to we, the people of the United States, about his signature legislative achievement. He has misrepresented and misled. He has excoriated truth for the sake of politics. He's abandoned reality for the sake of an agenda. And this has all led to what is a serious problem in our country right now. As we come to this conversation, the National Security Administration is able to bulk collect everything being said electronically everywhere in the country in any way possible at their whim. They have a general search warrant that is unlimited. They have violated the Constitution. They violated the Bill of Rights. They violated the American compact with its government. The American people believe in a vast majority that the number one threat to freedom and liberty in our nation is our government. That all happened under President Obama's watch. We've seen the IRS used as a political cudgel to beat us with, those who disagreed with his politics. We've seen the Department of Justice corrupted into another political battering ram, allowing some people to escape justice while unfairly chasing down others with what they suppose is justice. These acts have damaged this nation and shaken the faith that we, the people, have in our government. It's not just President Obama. Hillary Clinton, while Secretary of State, violates long-standing understandings between we, the people, and our government. When you work for us, we own your work, which means that you have to make sure that your papers are turned over to the National Archives. All of them. This has been made more difficult because of the computer age. I understand all that. But the law is the law, and it has been ignored. And we, the people, have watched and seen this. And so now the President of the United States is in a tight spot. The Patriot Act is up for renewal. The deadline for that renewal, to keep it working uninterrupted, the deadline for that renewal is Sunday. Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has called the Senate of the United States to return on Sunday to deal with this issue. The president has sent, in no uncertain terms, messages to the Senate to pass the surveillance bill. There have been senators that have been holding up the vote on this bill. As well they should. Why? Why should the Patriot Act not be renewed? The Patriot Act should not be renewed because President Obama and his administration are not worthy of the power it contains. This is my opinion. If you disagree, call me. You cannot give someone who would abuse government in the way that President Obama has done so more power. You have to give him less. Does this expose us to danger? Yes, it does. But in the United States, because we have a free society, the people most responsible for protecting us from danger are we, the people. Enforcement of law is not picking those who are about to commit a crime and arresting them before they have a chance to do it. Law enforcement is not about protecting we, the people. That's our job. Law enforcement is about exactly what it says, enforcing the law. It is not the responsibility of government to protect we, the people. It is the responsibility of government to maintain our borders, maintain our military, to use it justly and prudently. It is the job of our government to regulate commerce between the states and to run the post office. And that is all. It is a limited government because we now know that unlimited government is a danger. And the foremost proponent of that dangerous, ever-expanding government is the President of the United States. Therefore, we must curtail that power immediately. The President of the United States is not of the caliber of individual from a character standpoint to have that power. You cannot stand before the people of the United States and lie to our faces about anything and then have the power to listen in on all of our conversations at will. The NSA is doing its job. Gather as much information as possible, analyze it, assess it, estimate its value and its worth and its meaning, and pass that up the chain of command. CIA is likewise also engaged. The FBI is there. These are all things that work out beautifully. As long as we, the people of the United States, trust those in charge to handle that awesome power well. Is President Obama up to that job? Based on what we've seen him do in the last 6 years? Sadly, and I believe definitively, no. It is entirely regrettable. The agencies that use this scope of capability are professionals, and they need this as far as they see. But the government that they report to can't leave it at that. They have to use this information, which was, I would say, because of the Patriot Act, foolishly allowed to cross the boundaries between intelligence efforts around the world and those same agencies doing intelligence work domestically. And so we stand here with the President of the United States probably justly saying you need to pass the Patriot Act. He's probably just in that. But we, the people of the United States, would be fools to acquiesce to returning this power to his grasp. Do you agree? Yes or no? Tell me why. Next. This is the Wells Report.
How will the future affect the money decisions you make now? Find out Saturday morning with Jerry Tuma and John Criswell on Smart Money. Smart Money will bring you the latest information regarding financial markets and what it means to you and your investment and retirement portfolio. Not knowing could be costly. Smart Money, a voice of experience and integrity, with Jerry Tuma and John Criswell. Tomorrow morning at 8 on 660 AM. The Answer.
Hi, this is Andy Tuttle, host of Tuttle Talk every Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer. We're in a real estate market where there's a lot of difficulty, but in difficulty, there's a lot of opportunity as well. Buying, selling, avoiding foreclosure, modifying your credit, all these things are so important to your livelihood. This show is dedicated to cutting through some of the big headlines that you see out there and teaching you how to win in any marketplace. Thank you for tuning in to Tuttle Talk every Sunday, 4 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer. I look forward to speaking with you.
This is Michael Medved for townhall.com. On my radio show, I've repeatedly made the controversial point that it's a terrible mistake to push all students who graduate from high school to go on to college. A 2014 report showed that at public universities, an appalling 81% of full-time students fail to graduate on time. And among the 580 major public universities, less than 10% graduated more than half their students in 4 years. At two-year community colleges, the situation is even worse. 85% fail to get degrees or certificates on time, and many never earn them. What this means is that students who don't belong in college accumulate huge debts with no career benefit. Paying for a few semesters of university while earning no degree won't help in the job market. This record could even hurt, indicating problems at finishing what you've started. Too many Americans are pressured into college today. Young people who can't gain practically from educational goals they won't fulfill. I'm Michael Medved.
Here's a crazy idea from Cash Call Mortgage. Take the mortgage you closed in the last year and look at redoing it at today's 15-year fixed 2.875% rate and APR with no closing costs. Just call 855-875-CASH, and with no cost or obligation, we'll tell you how much your payment could drop with the do-over refi. And you won't pay any points, deposits, or fees. None. It's so easy. Just do the regular paperwork, most of which you already did for your last refi, and we'll do the rest. So make the cash call at 855-875-CASH for today's 15-year fixed 2.875% rate and APR with absolutely no closing costs. The do-over refi, only from Cash Call Mortgage. Call 855-875-CASH and see for yourself.
Impact Mortgage Corp. DBA Cash Call Mortgage. 1 City Boulevard, West Suite 200, Orange, California 92868. Equal housing lender. Call 866-900-8744 for terms and restrictions. Subject to loan underwriting. Rates may change without notice. NMLS number 128231.
Why should you try a free bottle of Krill Omega 10X? Well, if you're one of the millions of people who take fish oil and you want to experience the incredible benefits of krill and improve your joint comfort in just 7 days, then you've got to try a free bottle of Krill Omega 10X, the ultimate combination of ultra-pure fish oil and krill. Only Krill Omega 10X has 10 times the power of regular krill oil, so you know it's going to work for you. Experience the miracle of Krill Omega 10X for your heart, your cholesterol, your brain function, focus, energy, and especially your joints. For your free bottle, call now, 1-800-500-9575. We're so sure your joints are going to feel better and more flexible in just 7 days. We want to send you a free bottle. We know once you try it, you won't want to miss a day. Call now, 1-800-500-9575. Get your free bottle before they run out. Dial 1-800-500-9575. Call right now, 1-800-500-9575.
There's no question juicing is the hottest craze sweeping America today. Why? Because juicing supports healthy energy, vitality, and cleansing. It even helps you stay fit and trim. The only problem with juicing, though, is the mess, the cost, and the cleanup. Introducing the Certified Organic Juice Cleanse, the fast and easy way to get the benefits of of juicing without the hassle and without the cost. The Organic Juice Cleanse is organic juicing made simple. With over 24 superfruits and dark green vegetables like blueberries, broccoli, spinach, and kale, each great tasting scoop of the Organic Juice Cleanse rejuvenates your body from the inside out. You just scoop, shake, and go, and you'll feel great every day. Best of all, be one of the first 1,000 callers and get your free bottle today. That's right. For your free bottle of the Organic Juice Cleanse, call right now. 1-800-500-3510. That's 1-800-500-3510. Call now. 1-800-500-3510.
This is 660 AM. The Answer. Isn't thinking so much more fun than getting yelled at? The Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Remember the publicly subsidized cell phone service to low-income households that basically got started in Cleveland? The Federal Communications Commission announced yesterday it will be putting together a proposal to update and expand the Obama administration's Lifeline program.
Everybody in Cleveland, low minority, got Obama phone. Keep Obama in president, you know? He gave us a phone.
FCC Chairman Tom Wheeler described the effort as a reboot of the program, which was needed in 1985, which was created, by the way, in 1985, last updated in 2012. It's designed to meet the evolving communication needs of citizens. While over 95% of households with incomes of $150,000 or more have broadband access, only 48% of those making less than $25,000 have service at home. This forces many low-income individuals to rely on smartphones for internet access. And according to Wheeler, nearly half of them had to cancel or suspend smartphone service because of financial hardship. And so, if these people had to cancel their smartphone service because they couldn't afford it, the government needs to jump in and give it to them.
Everybody in Cleveland, low minority, got Obama phone. Keep Obama in president, you know? He gave us a phone.
No. This is the Wells Report.
Feeling a little sticky these days? Hi, Chris Miles with House Talk Today. This week, join me with our special guest, AC and indoor air quality expert Steve Lawton. We'll get tips from our expert on how to make your home more comfortable. Plus, home improvement updates. Our garden segment features Rebecca Miller live, so tune in for a little House Talk Today.
Tune in to House Talk Today, tomorrow afternoon from 1 to 3 on 660 AM, The Answer.
Looking to buy your first home but scared off by the big down payment? Yeah, after paying for the wedding, we're afraid we'll be renting forever and miss out on these low interest rates. Fear not. You can buy a home now with a zero down mortgage from NASA Federal. Plus, there's no private mortgage insurance. You could save thousands not paying PMI. Wow, with no down payment and no PMI, we could buy that house we saw last weekend. The zero down mortgage with no PMI is perfect for first-time home buyers who want to take advantage of historically low rates but can't swing the down payment. Just call 855-374-NASA or visit nasafcu.com/374. I can't wait to give our landlord the notice. To end your rental woes, call 855-374-NASA or visit nasafcu.com/374. But I don't work for NASA. You don't have to work for NASA to get a zero down mortgage with no PMI from NASA Federal. Just call 855-374-NASA or visit nasafcu.com/374. Equal housing lender. Offer valid on approved credit for primary residences. Membership eligibility required. For more details about credit cost terms and conditions, call 855-374-NASA.
When you pay your mobile phone bill, are you making a political statement? Probably so. You don't even know that it's politics you might not agree with. Hey, it's Mark Davis. Major mobile companies have given more than $50 million to liberal candidates and causes. Now there's a cellular company that gives 5% to conservative causes while still saving you money. Welcome to EOS Mobile. The same service, the same quality, a better price, and a better cause. Go to EOScell.com, EOSCELL.com. Meet a company that'll save you 10 to 15% on the same phone, data, and text plans. and their corporate contributions go to organizations and candidates for smaller government, a stronger America, and following the Constitution. Imagine that. And text and talk plans start at $9.99 with a free phone. Do you want part of your mobile phone bill to help Obama, Hillary, and that side of American politics? Great service, great prices, and support for conservative causes with EOS Mobile. Go to eoscell.com. That's EOSCELL.com. EOScell.com.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group. On the NASDAQ as SALM, KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Gary Baumgarten. We now know why former House Speaker Dennis Hastert allegedly needed all that money that led to his indictment. It was allegedly hush money over a sexual abuse of a young man before Hastert entered politics.
Law enforcement sources telling Fox News that the cover-up indeed goes back to the allegation of sexual abuse of a young male. And now the LA Times is reporting that a second individual is talking to investigators, saying that he was also abused.
Fox's Mike Tobin. More rain on the way in parts of Texas already struggling with flooding.
We started knocking on neighbors' doors, fixing the sandbags, and it was just pushing through the sandbags. The sandbags were even going with the water.
At least 27 people killed in Texas and Oklahoma by flooding. Tampa Bay beats the New York Rangers in the Stanley Cup Eastern Conference. The Lightning will face the winner of the Western Conference face-off between Chicago and the Anaheim Ducks. Fox News, we report, you decide.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. The Mike Gallagher Show.
On the next Mike Gallagher Show, a Florida school will monitor students' social media accounts under the pretense of curbing cyberbullying, crime on campus, and suicide. If a student calls their teacher ugly on Instagram, will they be suspended? Do students have freedom of speech rights? Also, we'll have all the fallout from the Draw Mohammed contest in Arizona.
The Mike Gallagher Show, weekdays at 10, right before Dennis Prager at noon on 660 AM. The Answer.
Hi, this is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor. I'd like for you to join me on my talk show this weekend. What I do is teach people how to go the natural, organic route. I stir up trouble, too, because I throw out some things that a lot of people just don't think are correct. You know what? We have a lot of experience to back up what we recommend. Have healthier gardens and more fun gardening. Join me this and every weekend.
Join Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Hey, everybody. Mark Davis from my friends at USMD Prostate Cancer Center. You know, cancer is challenging enough without having to head all over town for a test over here, a doctor's appointment over there, maybe something else across town some other direction. At USMD Prostate Cancer Center, you're going to one place. And there's one website, 888prostate.com, one phone number, 1-888-PROSTATE. And one team of doctors, specialists, patient navigators, all committed to making sure that prostate cancer is put behind you so that you can live a long and healthy life. USMD Prostate Cancer Center, the message begins with testing. Every guy needs to get tested, started with that 40th birthday. And after that, clean test, see you next year. If there's something in there, maybe it's so teeny tiny we look at it for a while. It's active surveillance. Maybe it's cryotherapy time, robotic surgery time. They do it all at USMD Prostate Cancer Center, saving guys' lives one guy at a time. So guys, let's go. 1-888-PROSTATE or 888prostate.com. USMD Prostate Cancer Center. 1-888-PROSTATE or 888prostate.com.
Do you have an IRA or an old 401k from a previous employer? I'm Jon-David Wells from the Wells Report for InvestingMakesMeSick.com. Are you wondering about how to grow your investments to get to retirement, but want more choices than stocks, bonds, mutual funds, or annuities? Do you even understand your current investments? Let me introduce to you Walt Parker.
JD, as usual, the message is quite simple. There are many more investment choices than you realize. You worked hard for your money for years, and now is the time to understand your investments and know your choices. InvestingMakesMeSick.com offers education and our We Come to You service and more choices than just stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and annuities.
Yes, sir. To schedule an appointment with Walt or an InvestingMakesMeSick.com advisor, call 972-463-3833, 972-463-3833, or log on to InvestingMakesMeSick.com. All investments Investments involve risk. Investments may be considered speculative and incur substantial fees and expenses borne by the investor. Securities and investment advisory services offered through Titan Securities. InvestingMakesMeSick.com and Titan Securities are not affiliated.
Another hot Texas summer is upon us, and Mathis Air and Heat has a great offer for you right off the bat. With the American Standard All-Star Sales Event, Mathis Air is offering 100% financing and 0% interest for up to 60 months. That's 60 months on complete qualifying American Standard systems with approved credit or cash rebates. Mathis Air knows that's a home run, and with free estimates on equipment replacements, that's a grand slam. When it comes to service, call 972-279-4COOL for a $39 service call. Don't get thrown a curveball. Go with the company you can trust. As a certified customer care dealer, Mathis Air is about quality, honesty, and a great installation because that's what matters most. Special financing or rebates available on qualifying products. See Mathis Air and Heat, your independent American Standard dealer, for details. Or call 888-840-8084 for financing program details about credit costs. Offer expires June 30th, 2015. Make sure you're working with the best. Mathis Air and Heat. Call now, 972-279-4COOL. That's 972-279-4266.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head dealing with monthly payments, there's a powerful secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $5,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Debt Relief Advocates, and we're offering you free information on how to virtually eliminate your credit card debt and make your monthly payment affordable. To see how much you could save, call now, 1-800-400-0096. Don't declare bankruptcy. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. Find out how easy it is by calling now. For the secret the credit card companies don't want you to know, call Debt Relief Advocates now and see how much money you could save for free. 1-800-400-0096. That's 1-800-400-0096. 1-800-400-0096.
Rembrandt Rockefeller for Solvent European Sleep Systems. If you've been mattress shopping lately, then you know the stores around here are pretty much all the same, with the same mix of brands and models, not to mention all the confusing pricing. But there's one mattress store in town that's very different. It's Solvent European Sleep Systems. Designed for deeper, more restful sleep, custom tailored for a vastly more comfortable fit with a full 10-year non-prorated warranty. Get your money's worth. European quality and components at Made in America prices. Solvent European Sleep Systems, Inwood and Lovers in Dallas. Learn more at sovn.com.
660 AM. The answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. Coming up in just a little bit, we're going to spend some time talking about the Friday Flameout. That's right, the Friday Flameout, your opportunity to whine, moan, groan, complain, gripe, grouse, express your extreme displeasure with whatever it is that drove you the craziest this week, up to and including anything I may have said. I, your helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent announcer. If there is indeed something that you want to get off your chest, you will have a moment to do so at, say, for example, 11:35, a mere half hour-ish from now. Okay? 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759 is that telephone number. Yesterday, we broke the story that Dennis Hastert was under federal indictment for structuring, that being a way to move money around less than $10,000 at a time in an effort to avoid the bank being able to tell the government of the United States that you're moving your money around. This, of course, begged the question, why would Dennis Hastert be begging or be moving his money around? Apparently, there is an allegation that former House Speaker Dennis Hastert has been paying an unnamed person to keep quiet about alleged sexual misconduct from his days as a teacher and wrestling coach in Illinois. The payments to the individual, who's now an adult, were made to protect Hastert's reputation, which would have been harmed if the allegations surfaced. This, according to Bloomberg News, that was published today. The person who is at the center of this alleged blackmail, that person's identification will be withheld because the prosecution is still underway. The official wouldn't say whether the person was one of Hastert's students or wrestlers or was a juvenile at the time of the alleged misconduct. Hastert, 73, was indicted yesterday on federal charges of evading currency reporting requirements and lying to the FBI as part of an alleged hush money scheme. The indictment now has cast a pall on the legacy of Hastert, a Republican from Plano, Illinois, who served in the House from 1987 to 2007 and became the Speaker of the House, second in line of succession to the president. He resigned this week from the Washington lobbying firm where he has worked since 2008 and quit his post on the boards of CME and Wheaton College. Kimberly Nairheim, a spokeswoman for the Chicago U.S. Attorney Zachary Farden, says Hastert's attorney's information was not yet available. A home telephone listing for Hastert couldn't immediately be located. Dickstein Shapiro LLP lawyer Justin Cherodo, who represented Hastert in a civil lawsuit pending at the same courthouse where he was charged, didn't immediately respond to an email seeking comment. What I'm trying to figure out is the following. I have seen all day today the scandalous reporting of this burgeoning sexual scandal involving Dennis Hastert. I have seen this essentially being fomented into a salacious something or other for the sake of network news. More specifically, this is on CNN. And I'm trying to figure out why. I'm trying to figure out why it is that the mainstream media would find this worthy of reporting in any way, shape, or form. Now, I know why. Because what we're trying to do here, as I said yesterday, is we are trying to provide some kind of cover for Hillary Clinton, the Clinton Foundation, and the fact that there have been some financial wheeling and dealing goings on that had to be counterbalanced by somebody else's suspect wheelings and dealings. And who better than Dennis Hastert? I happen to believe that the law that says that the government of the United States simply has to know when you move more than $10,000 of your own money through accounts that you own. I'm trying to figure out why that should be a law. But that's another discussion for another day. It is the law of the land now, and therefore we have to consider it as such. If indeed Dennis Hastert is in violation of that law, then the court will decide, and the court will prescribe whatever punishment is appropriate. I have faith in that. But I'm trying to figure out why it was necessary to report that Dennis Hastert lied to the FBI about this. Because as we know, high government officials lying to the other parts of the government, specifically the Department of Justice and the judicial branch, we know that that's really not that big a deal, especially where sex is concerned. It's just sex, right? Well, what if this person was one of his students? Oh, what you're saying is you're concerned Dennis Hastert had some sexual misconduct with one of his students when he was a teacher? Yes. Oh, okay. All right. Well, where does that crime go when the person involved cashes the first hush money check? Because at that point, doesn't that change the nature of the relationship? Because suddenly, if your body is worth money, and you agree to that because you either bargained for the cash, but certainly did cash the check, then that pretty much wraps up the entire affair, does it not? Because then what ends up happening is that it becomes a business transaction. Now, I suppose you could perhaps charge Dennis Hastert with soliciting prostitution. But it seems to me that whoever is the recipient of that money, they have some hard questions to answer in very short order at some point. Did they pay taxes on the blackmail money that they were able to glean from Dennis Hastert? That's basically an aside. So if there was sexual misconduct and it was bought and paid for through a blackmail arrangement, no harm, no foul, right? If Dennis Hastert lies to the FBI about just a matter of sex, no harm, no foul, right? Normally, this would be someplace where, oh, I don't know, somebody would call me on the telephone and accuse me of some dreadful partisanship, going all the way back to President Clinton when he was in office with Monica Lewinsky and so on, as if time passing would change the hard, cold reality that the mainstream media was complicit in allowing a president of the United States to lie in federal court without paying a single shred of a price for it. Oh yeah, he was impeached by the Republicans, but not convicted. Not convicted. Therefore, no harm, no foul, right? But there is a matter of precedence, which this humble reporter said was going to be a very bad thing for this country. Because look what we have now. Now what we have is we have somebody who, for all intents and purposes, can look dispassionately into a television camera wielded by a corrupt mainstream media that would not chase down one of their own under similar circumstances. He can look down the barrel of those lenses and say, "You're kidding me, right?" In point of matter, in point of the fact, in this particular point, no, it's not right that Dennis Hastert lies to the FBI. No, it's not right that he was able to purchase his way out of sexual misconduct. No, these things aren't right. Just as President Clinton lying in federal court wasn't right. Just as the President of the United States taking advantage of somebody young and impressionable wasn't right. Just as, if indeed a student was involved, as Dennis Hastert was a teacher, that same power over someone isn't right. None of this is right. Unless you go by whatever the meaning of the word is. There's more. Stick around. It's next. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
Dennis Prager believes leftism is strictly driven by agendas.
I do believe that the heart of the left is a mean heart. There are very kind people with left-wing ideas. I want to make that clear. But leftism is heartless. It's rooted in the heart, in that it's rooted in feelings. But it doesn't cry for the true victims. It cries for agendas.
The Dennis Prager Show, weekdays at noon, right before Sean Hannity at 2 on 660 AM The Answer.
How will the future affect the money decisions you make now? Find out Saturday morning with Jerry Tuma and John Criswell on Smart Money. Smart Money will bring you the latest information regarding financial markets and what it means to you and your investment and retirement portfolio. Not knowing could be costly. Smart Money, a voice of experience and integrity, with Jerry Tuma and John Criswell. Tomorrow morning at 8 on 660 AM. The Answer.
This is Michael Medved for townhall.com. On my radio show, I've repeatedly made the controversial point that it's a terrible mistake to push all students who graduate from high school to go on to college. A 2014 report showed that at public universities, an appalling 81% of full-time students fail to graduate on time. And among the 580 major public universities, less than 10% graduated more than half their students in 4 years. At two-year community colleges, the situation is even worse. 85% fail to get degrees or certificates on time, and many never earn them. What this means is that students who don't belong in college accumulate huge debts with no career benefit. Paying for a few semesters of university while earning no degree won't help in the job market. This record could even hurt, indicating problems at finishing what you've started. Too many Americans are pressured into college today. Young people who can't gain practically from educational goals they won't fulfill. I'm Michael Medved.
This is an announcement for all people who want to take a risk-free challenge to whiten their teeth in 5 minutes. By calling now, you can whiten your teeth in 5 minutes using clinically proven power swabs. This risk-free challenge is for people whose smile has been yellowed by coffee, tea, red wine, or smoking. The Power Swabs 5-minute challenge is available by responding to this advertisement. If lines are busy, try again. Because the Power Swabs 5-minute challenge is exclusive, it's not available in drugstores. Power Swabs was formulated by Dr. Martin Ginniger and whitens teeth with a patented tooth detergent and whitening agent. It's so effective, we challenge you to try it for 5 minutes to see how white your smile could be. Get it risk-free. Dial 1-800-281-4037. That's 1-800-281-4037. Transform your smile into a wow, you look great smile. Dial 1-800-281-4037. That's 1-800-281-4037.
Our family had a savings account until our air conditioner needed replacing.
We had a vacation fund before our refrigerator had a meltdown.
My family has no savings and our water heater just quit.
Sadly, sometimes it only takes one home system or appliance breakdown to bust your budget. But buying a home warranty from American Home Shield protects more of your hard-earned money because they help pay your covered repairs for you. For valuable free information, go to ahs.com or call 1-800-600-5107. Who wants to pour money into repairs for things like your air conditioner, refrigerator, plumbing, oven, or washer when you get the budget protection you deserve from American Home Shield? Service requests are subject to a fee for each trade called. Some exclusions and
limitations apply. It's up to you. Pay for expensive home system and appliance repairs yourself, or let AHS help pay covered repairs for you. Protect more of your hard-earned money. For valuable free information, including terms, rates, and coverage, go to ahs.com. That's ahs.com, or call 1-800-600-5107.
A Silicon Valley CEO is fired for opposing same-sex marriage. A teenage girl is attacked on campus for protesting abortion. And a college club loses formal recognition for being Christian. This is the country we live in today, in America, where people are punished for expressing themselves and then bullied into silence. If you don't agree with a certain liberal agenda, you're targeted for silencing. This is Eric Metaxas, and my good friend Kirsten Powers chronicles this frightening new trend in her brand new book titled The Silencing: How the Left is Killing Free Speech. With fearless candor, Kirsten gives us example after example of men and women who've been punished for expressing opinions that have been suddenly deemed unacceptable. The Silencing is a much-needed wake-up call for everyone who cherishes liberty. Who will be the next victim of the silencing?
Kirsten Powers' book, The Silencing: How the Left is Killing Free Speech, from Regnery Publishing, is now available at Amazon.com, Costco, and bookstores everywhere.
660 AM, The Answer. Now, the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Speaker Dennis Hastert, implicated in a sexual misconduct blackmail scheme, now under federal indictment because of moving money in a process known as structuring, where you move money less than $10,000 at a time to avoid currency reporting requirements. The decisions made by our media and our body politic that circumvent the law of the land are completely and totally destructive to the future of this nation. This has been done for the sake of a very narrow group. When President Clinton did it, it was to benefit he himself and perhaps the future political life of his wife. In this particular case, we are talking about the vaporous legacy of Dennis Hastert as the Speaker of the House of Representatives. And for the sake of those two men and those three people, and for the sake of their agendas and for the sake of their legacies, we very well might have just set aside the clean enforcement of child protection law against someone not guilty of misconduct, but in certain circumstances, child molestation. You see, for the last 6 years, the mainstream media, actually for more than that, for the last 20 years, the mainstream media has impaled itself first on one tortured explanation of sexual misconduct on the part of a president. It's not harassment, it's harassment. Remember that? It was just sex. What do you expect them to say? I mean, seriously. Well, what I expect them to say is the truth. That's what I expect. And you know why? Because what do you have if you have politics that's completely absent the truth? What you have is a failed country. The price of that level of misconduct is more than the nation can bear. The precedent has set. The willingness of the mainstream media to set aside high crimes and misdemeanors now must be applied to more high crimes and misdemeanors. Certainly by a different person, but high crimes nonetheless. How many high crimes are we going to be able to set aside? Because we set them aside for one. How can we not set them aside for the rest? This is the Wells Report.
The Good Contractors List is a free service designed to protect you. We meet all of our home service contractors face to face and feel so confident in our final choices that we back their work with a $10,000 guarantee. We go the extra mile in our interview process to make sure that the contractor is not only honest in quality, but able to offer the most affordable and fair rates. For instance, how do you pick who you call for air conditioning? Did you know that the air conditioning
Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It most certainly is one of the saddest things that I've read in a news story in 2015. The president of the Baltimore Police Union said last week. Okay, here we go. It's one of the saddest things I've read in the news in 2015. The president of the Baltimore Police Union said last week that criminals have become empowered following the recent unrest, and that with 6 officers charged in Freddie Gray's death, the cops are now more afraid of going to jail at the hands of the Department of Justice than to get shot. Let me try this again. It's one of the saddest things I've ever read. It's one of the saddest things I've read in a news story in 2015. The president of the Baltimore Police Union said that criminals have become empowered following the recent unrest in the city of Baltimore, and 6 officers charged in Freddie Gray. No, let me try it again. Is this too complex? It's one of the saddest. So far, it's the saddest thing I've read in a 2015. So far, it's the saddest thing I've read in a news story in the year 2015. That being the president of the Baltimore Police Union saying that criminals have now become empowered following the recent unrest in Baltimore, and that with 6 officers charged in Freddie Gray's death, that police officers left on the job now fear being sent to jail by the Department of Justice than being shot by thugs on the street. What are the implications moving forward? All of them bad. We talk about them next time on the Wells Report. Mark Davis, good Monday morning. Thanks very much for this Mark Davis, thanks very much for this opportunity to drop by and say what's coming up on the Wells Report a little bit later on. Mark Davis, thanks for this Monday morning chance to tell people what's coming up on the Wells Report a little bit later on. We're going to be talking about what is obvious. No. Mark Davis, thank you for this opportunity to drop by and tell people what's coming up on the Wells Report later on today. It's one of the saddest things, if not the saddest thing I've read in the news in 2015. The president of the Baltimore Police Union saying that criminals are empowered following the weakening of the Baltimore Police Department at the hands of the Department of Justice. He went on to say that Baltimore police are more afraid of going to jail than getting shot. What does this mean for our future? Nothing good. We talk about it next time on the Wells Report.
9483 for your free 10-minute incorporation guide from Incorporate.com. They don't provide legal or financial advice. They just make incorporating quick and easy.
Incorporation! protection, success. Incorporate your business.
Call now for your free guide. 1-800-500-9483. That's 1-800-500-9483.
Another hot Texas summer is upon us, and Mathis Air and Heat has a great offer for you right off the bat. With the American Standard All-Star Sales Event, Mathis Air is offering 100% financing and 0% interest for up to 60 months. That's 60 months on complete qualifying American Standard systems with approved credit or cash rebates. Mathis Air knows that's a home run, and with free estimates on equipment replacements, that's a grand slam. When it comes to service, call 972-279-4COOL for a $39 service call. Don't get thrown a curveball. Go with the company you can trust. As a certified customer care dealer, Mathis Air is about quality, honesty, and a great installation because that's what matters most. Special financing or rebates available on qualifying products. See Mathis Air and Heat, your independent American Standard dealer, for details. Or call 888-840-8084 for financing program details about credit costs. Offer expires June 30th, 2015. Make sure you're working with the best. Mathis Air and Heat. Call now, 972-279-4COOL. That's 972-279-4266.
660 AM The Answer. 660 AMTheAnswer.com. Now, a Texas radio tradition. The Friday Flameout on the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer.
It's time for the Friday Flameout, your opportunity to whine, moan, groan, complain, gripe, grouse, express your extreme displeasure with whatever it is that drove you the craziest this week, up to and including anything I may have said. I, your helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent announcer. Call us now, 866-660-5759. The Friday Flameout. The Friday Flameout. This is a great way to say goodbye to the week. A great way to say goodbye to the week. You no longer have to worry so much about having something to stew on all weekend when what you should be doing is something fun and joyous and happy and healthy and fun. And joyous and happy, healthy, and fun. So whatever it is that drove you the craziest, and yes, it can be something that I said, I may have made a mistake. Very rarely happens. But I may have made a mistake that you feel like you need to do something about, and by all means, fix it. 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. I have been watching with great interest various unions attempting to pass laws in various cities raising the minimum wage for places like McDonald's and Walmart and so on and so forth. But what you may have missed is the vast hypocrisy of what those unions are attempting to accomplish. Listen to this. I was reasonably sure that the unions wanted to get a raise in the minimum wage because they were supporting President Obama's Obamacare initiative. In other words, how can these kids afford to pay their Obamacare premiums if they're only making $7.50 an hour? And it made sense, and it's probably even true. It could be. But what about this? It seems as though, as a part of these minimum wage laws that they're trying to get all these cities to pass, union labor is not covered by the new raises in the minimum wage. In other words, if indeed the union would be able to organize Walmart workers and workers at McDonald's, that they are so passionately standing up and saying that they should make $15 an hour, if they are exempt from those laws, they can offer McDonald's and Walmart labor at less than $15 an hour, holding themselves exempt from the laws they're trying to get passed so that they can then offer the man cut rate labor. Why isn't that corruption? Why isn't that RICO, corrupt organization, racketeering? Why isn't that what that is? Oh, I know why. Because it represents the political agenda of the left. Union politics of the left more important than getting it right for any reason whatsoever. This is so degenerately terrible. For months, organized labor went after companies like McDonald's and Walmart, shaming any business that paid the old minimum wage, carrying signs that say, "We see greed, we are worth more." Union members marched outside businesses and appeared at city council meetings, passionately demanding that the Los Angeles raise the minimum wage from $9 to $15. We say, don't leave anybody out, don't cut anybody out, a wage raise for all workers, said Mary Elena Durazo, longtime leader of the 600,000-strong Los Angeles County Federal of Labor, AFL-CIO. Yet after pushing through the new wage law, union officials are asking for a waiver that would allow the company to unionize to avoid paying the minimum wage. Unbelievable. It was a real surprise that in the 11th hour, labor was saying, well, we basically support a sub-minimum wage if a company decides to enter into collective bargaining. That's a complete contradiction to what they've been saying the last couple of months. It's not acceptable to expect that LA City Council to become a vehicle for union organizing. That's not what we were elected to do, and that's not what I will engage in, said LA County Councilman Mike Bonin and Mitch O'Farrell. Finally, some ridiculous, absolutely stupid, have and have not political corruption that's so bad, even California won't put up with it. 866-660-5759. It's the Friday Flame Out. Frank and Keller, thanks very much for joining us, neighbor. Talk to me about what's driving you crazy.
You are, Jon-David.
No, you're not. No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
What am I doing wrong?
All right. I know you don't remember this, but I called you right before the midterms. Okay?
Yes.
We had a discussion about could the House kill Obamacare because they hold the purse strings. And you said you weren't real sure, and I said, well, I'm not real sure, but that's my understanding. And I did some checking on it. All they had to do was pull the money, and they didn't do it.
But why didn't they do it?
Because they are complicit in it, Jon-David.
No, they're not.
Oh, really? All right.
Yeah.
You tell me why they didn't.
Well, they didn't do it because they would have been charged with being a racist.
Really? Is that what this country's come to?
Yeah. Here's what happened. The Republicans were afraid of being accused of being racist for turning aside Obamacare. They were, by the way, charged with that anyway by the Democrats.
Exactly.
Okay, so what ended up happening is that if they still passed time and time again repeals of Obamacare that went absolutely nowhere. First, they went nowhere in the Senate. Then when the Senate became Republican, they didn't even go to the Senate because what they wanted to do was they wanted to settle it in the courts. That way they would be exempt from being called an anti-Obama racist.
Okay, you remember we had a little conversation earlier tonight about ISIS?
Yeah.
And I told you the problem was the American people because of who they voted in. Now, tell me where I'm wrong.
Well, I don't think you're wrong. I think the situation is as follows. I think that politics has overcome reality in the United States.
Oh, I'm in total agreement with that, brother. Trust me.
Okay, and I think that what we've got here is we do have to a degree, and you can see it in Mitch McConnell. We do have it to a degree where this political coin has a Republican side and a Democrat side, but it's the same coin.
All right, let me ask you this, Jon-David. You were criticizing Rand Paul for what he said. and I didn't even know what he said, but I was in complete agreement. Why did you criticize him for what he said? He was completely right.
No, he's not.
Tell me where he ain't right.
First of all, the Republicans had nothing to do with whatsoever. By the way, he's talking about how Republican hawks are responsible for the growth of ISIS. That's what they're talking about. Okay, that's what he's talking about. No, they're not. There were no weapons deals that we are aware of that are in the open. There are no weapons deals that had anything to do with anybody sending weapons, regardless of whether it be Republican or Democrat. The only thing, and this is what I believe, and I said it at the time, the only weapons deal that went down between the United States and Syrian rebels was that was set up by the Obama administration in basically an arms for hostages situation that the Democrats stomped all over Ronald Reagan about all those years ago. You see, what they did was they even went through Libya. What they were trying to do, and the reason why Chris Stevens was in Benghazi, and that was all about an arms deal.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm familiar with
that was
all
all
that.
about it. That was all about an arms deal, and that had nothing to do with Republicans. You see, what Rand Paul is doing is not only is he misreading the tea leaves, he's totally oblivious to what actually is going on.
Jon-David, are you going to tell me that the Congress and the Republican senators didn't know what was going on? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
What I'm telling you is this: regardless of whether they knew what was going on or not, it wasn't their show.
And they didn't report it to the American people?
It wouldn't have made any difference. No. It wouldn't have made any difference if they did. What do you think Trey Gowdy's trying to do? Trey Gowdy is trying to tell the story of Benghazi, and the Republicans have been trying to tell the story of Benghazi virtually since it happened. But first, the mainstream media and everybody else refusing to do whatever's necessary to bring that story to the fore. Listen, Hillary Clinton has had a private server that she did all of her State Department business on. That's illegal.
Oh, I agree with that.
Well, and the thing about it is once again, everybody that had anything to do with that server, everybody that had everything to do with that entire situation has been covering it up since the get-go. And so when you start talking about that, then you start talking about the weapons, and then you start talking about, okay, who's in charge of all of this? Was it hawk Republicans? No, Republicans were trying to get the president to follow through on his red line, and that has nothing to do with growing ISIS. That is absolutely trying to shut down Bashar al-Assad, the guy who's poisoning his own people. See, I understand why you're confused, Frank. I do. I understand that. And the reason, now listen, the reason you're confused is because the mainstream media isn't doing its job.
I don't listen to the mainstream media.
Well, all I can tell you is that I'm telling you what's going on. Okay? And we're pretty good at it here.
Can we agree to disagree on certain points?
Sure. I mean, I'm not saying, look, here's the problem. 25 years ago, all right, you had a pretty good chance if you listened to a couple of news stories, a couple of news programs, or read a couple of newspapers, you had a pretty good chance of getting most of the story, right?
25 years, yeah.
Now you have no idea what's going on, because everybody is the first thing they're doing is they're running the news through whatever political lens is appropriate to them as far as they see. Okay. Now, the only person that I know of that isn't doing that is me. And yet, because of the politics involved in the day and the news, you can't do it without having some kind of opening for somebody to say, John, you're being political. All I can tell you is that in my heart, I am trying to report the news. And I'm trying to report it through an American lens, not a Democrat one, not a Republican one. Okay, I'll report it through a conservative one because the Constitution of the United States is conservative. It is a limited government. But the thing about it is that we shouldn't be, the news is, we used to be able to turn on the news and be less confused. Now you turn on the news and you're more confused. And that's why the Wells Report exists. That's why this broadcast is on the air.
Well, Jon-David, I'll tell you what, I hope someday we can meet down there at Beans and sit down and have a good conversation.
Well, of course we can. Of course we can, and that'd be fun. I love the Bean. I love Al and that Bean, man. That's a nice. He's talking about Judge Beans down on 377 in Keller. Great place. Great place to have a beer, talk about things. We'll have to go, Frank. It's hard doing the news in the new millennium. It's hard to try to get decent information out to you. It's incredibly confusing. It's incredibly complex. And it's lied about by people who have been empowered by the Constitution of the United States to only tell the truth. And that they don't is screwing us up. This is the Wells Report.
The stock market is at record highs, but will it keep going up, or are we due for another major correction? The financial newspapers are reporting that record numbers of major investors are leaving the market. If you're worried about the roller coaster stock market, there are some alternative ways to grow your money and build a solid, predictable retirement. The team at Guardian Financial Management will show you how to grow your money and still sleep well at night. Tune in to Plain Talk, No Worries, Financial Hour each Sunday at 7 a.m. on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Hi, this is Andy Tuttle, host of Tuttle Talk every Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer. We're in a real estate market where there's a lot of difficulty, but in difficulty, there's a lot of opportunity as well. Buying, selling, avoiding foreclosure, modifying your credit, all these things are so important to your livelihood. This show is dedicated to cutting through some of the big headlines that you see out there and teaching you how to win in any marketplace. Thank you for tuning in to Tuttle Talk every Sunday, 4 p.m. on 660 a.m. The Answer. I look forward to speaking with you.
Hey, everybody. Mark Davis for my friends at Climate Evangelista Eye Center. I have helped them help so many of you with blade-free HD intra LASIK and ditching the glasses and the contacts and all kinds of good things to help you see better and live better. And now my friends at Climate Evangelista come at you with help with something I'd never heard before. DLS, dysfunctional lens syndrome. What is it? If you're over 40, got some minor glare in your vision that you didn't used to have, maybe poor near vision without your reading glasses, particularly in low light conditions, that may be DLS, dysfunctional lens syndrome. Get screened in Arlington or Plano at Climate Evangelista Eye Center. Call for details at 1-800-714-2020, 1-800-714-2020. Following the DLS treatment that Climate Evangelista Eye Center has, patients have reported a bunch of benefits: reduced dependency on reading glasses, bifocals, improved night vision, improved reading, better computer vision, all from Climate Evangelista Eye Center. So call them at 1-800-714-2020, 1-800-714-2020.
This plan is not insurance and does not meet minimum credible coverage requirements under the Affordable Care Act. This discount card program contains a 30-day cancellation and refund period. Administrator and benefits limited, Dallas, Texas, not available in all states.
Are your medical expenses and insurance costs out of control? There's a way to pay less for the healthcare you need. RealMedSavings.com. It's a membership like a club that lets you access huge networks of medical professionals for a whole lot less money. Real Med Savings even connects you with a board-certified physician anytime, 24 hours a day. The doctor will consult with you, diagnose the condition, and when necessary, call in the prescription. You pay nothing for the doctor's consultation because you're a member. You save money because we've already negotiated discounts on dental, vision, prescription drugs, and much more. Just go to RealMedSavings.com and learn all about it. Real Med Savings is not insurance. You just save real money on your health care for you and your whole family, and it costs less than $1 a day for the whole family. No salesperson will call, and there is no long-term commitment. Convenient, money-saving health care. RealMedSavings.com.
Hey, North Texas. Sean Hannity here with a question. Have you ever thought of renting out your house? Well, you should. I do, and I recommend my friends at Renters Warehouse. Now, why rent your home? Well, let me break down the reasons for you. You know, renting affords you long-term equity in real estate versus a one-time profit or even a loss. Now, someone else pays your mortgage while you collect monthly cash. And take it from me, owning rental property can be a great way to reduce your personal taxes and even Renters Warehouse fees are tax deductible. Now, renting is easy, it's fast, it's worry-free with professional landlords. You pay no upfront fee, no marketing fees, no cancellation fees, and you can cancel at any time. So find out how much your home will rent for with a free rental price analysis. Just go to renterswarehouse.com or call 972-600-2550 and get your free rental price analysis today. So what will your home rent for?
Rembrandt Rockefeller for Solvent European Sleep Systems. Things that require a personalized fit. Shoes, pants, wedding rings, heck, even brassieres. They all require a personal fit. Why wouldn't you do the same with your mattress? 30 minutes with the professionals at Solvent European Sleep Systems, and that's exactly what you can expect. A custom-tailored mattress and a vastly more comfortable sleeping experience. European quality and components at made-in-America prices. Solvent European Sleep Systems, Inwood and Lovers in Dallas. Learn more at sovn.com.
Our sister station.
94.9 KLTY and Interstate Batteries present Celebrate Freedom 25. Nothing brings home the memories like the official Celebrate Freedom 25 t-shirt. Just go to CelebrateFreedom.com and find the perfect package for your family. Get the sticker, the VIP seating pass, the poster, and more.
Sponsored by Cornerstone Staffing.
It's your day. It's your fun. It's your Celebrate Freedom 25. CelebrateFreedom.com.
660 AM, The Answer. The Wells Report, must-hear radio on 660 AM, The Answer.
I know the Friday Flameout is originally set up to complain, but I actually have something optimistic to report. When I was a kid, and when my parents actually had a car that had air conditioning, we'd go on these long family trips across the country, and I'm talking about from Brevard, North Carolina to California, okay? And then back. Dad had a Buick Electra that had this wonderful air conditioning system in it that he would never, ever use. You know why? Because it ate gas. Consequently, you drive down the road with that really heavy vinyl upholstery, causing you to sweat and slime all over. It was terrible. It's just absolutely terrible. Well, guess what? Fast forward to the cars of today. And if you want better gas mileage, you need to run the air conditioning in your car. You see, if you leave the windows open, the aerodynamic drag costs you more gas than running the air conditioning in your car. So when you start thinking about stories of having to walk uphill both ways to school, through snow, barefooted, you can also say this. I remember when I would ride in hot cars with no air conditioning because it used up gas. And that's something you never have to deal with, you little snot. The executive producer of the Wells Report is Vicki Stifer. Technical director, conductor of the Wells Report Orchestra is Magic Matt Swinney. My name is Jon-David Wells. Have a great weekend. See you Monday for another edition of the Wells Report.
Feeling a little sticky these days? Hi, Chris Miles with House Talk Today. This week, join me with our special guest, AC and indoor air quality expert Steve Lawton. We'll get tips from our expert on how to make your home more comfortable. Plus, home improvement updates. Our garden segment features Rebecca Miller live, so tune in for a little House Talk Today.
Tune in to House Talk Today, tomorrow afternoon from 1 to 3 on 660 AM, The Answer.
Hey everybody, Mark Davis from my friends at USMD Prostate Cancer Center. You know, cancer is challenging enough without having to head all over town for a test over here, a doctor's appointment over there, maybe something else across town some other direction. At USMD Prostate Cancer Center, you're going to one place. And there's one website, 888prostate.com, one phone number, 1-888-PROSTATE, and one team of doctors, specialists, patient navigators, all committed to making sure that prostate cancer is put behind you so that you can live a long and healthy life. USMD Prostate Cancer Center, the message begins with testing. Every guy needs to get tested, started with that 40th birthday, and after that, clean tests. See you next year. If